you through it. Hey, Steve Roy, it's the game, ain't true to it. I drink while I'm rapping, rap while I'm drinking. And I ain't really tripping, but none of y'all is thinking. My eyes keep blinking cause they getting low. And I ain't really tripping cause I'm sipping slow. Let's go, right here, 2014. No bang can do what we do, we mean. The back line, ice damn it, they clean. And I ain't got no sweats, and I'm wearing jeans. But I'm still right here with the movement. Yeah, I got a point to prove it, I'm approving. Ain't nobody with me because I do it. They're gonna put you through it, you true to this. I ain't new to this. Baby girl, I might be from VA, but I got city slick ways, And I talk that shit all day. I'm on the wall like to play ball too. One down wall with the hat to the front. Hey baby girl, I won't never stop. And Steve gon' give you what he wants us. But tonight we gotta slow this shit down. Hey Jared, pull it back now.
It's amazing how they can space with you. Just can't rock and roll. One day screaming you love me, love. The next day you're so cold. One day you're here, one day you're there, one day you can't. You're so in bed. Sipping from the cup till it run up over. Holy grail. Sip a gin down for wine, y'all. Ain't you great to have your dad?
Sip a gin down for wine. Make sure you tip your bartenders, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You know what? When I remember when Chuck used to say that back in the day, and I always wanted. Well, I know gin was a big thing back then.
Yeah, gin and juice.
Gin. Well, no, it wasn't really
gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic. Vodka, Smirnoff.
Screwdrivers. Vodka and orange juice. Yeah.
I guess it just sounded good when they said 10 for gin, 9 for wine.
Yeah, definitely rhyme.
Especially that wine.
And what come after that? What come after that, nigga?
8 for grace.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, that was the joint. 5 for your time.
Yeah.
Don't go nowhere.
Yeah.
all the old school sayings I still got locked in my head. I forget a lot of things, but I don't forget that. You know, so hey, thank you for tuning in to the GoWin Radio Show right here on GoGo Radio Live, Wendy C Radio, all wrapped up in GoWin.media. Come to you live from the shops at Iverson. I'm here with the one and only Miss Lady. She's in the building.
Yeah, we have got to get him together, all the way together,
hey.
And make you want to buy a car. We need a car dealership.
Hey, you know what? You know what? That's next on the list. You already know.
Hey, listen.
Once I get my leg back together, I can
all
get back in the
credit
wheel.
Approved.
Yeah.
We're going to be having Stomper, the tow truck driver, coming to get them.
Hey, look. we moving on up like the Jeffersons up in this joint. I'm going to tell you because I am finally out of Sprint jail.
I am in Sprint. I love Sprint.
Hey, whatever.
I love
I'm
Sprint.
going to tell you something. I feel like I've been doing hard time. You know what I'm saying? Hard time.
That's unfortunate.
I just got, not only did I get paroled, but, you know, I got a job now. You know, I can feed my kids now. I mean, I really feel out.
Like you got out.
I'm telling you.
Fresh out.
It felt so good.
He got on his dress clothes and everything. If y'all tuned in on the live, he looked like you just got out.
And we are on.
Yeah, that's what I said. If y'all tuned in on the live, on the, on the GoWin, the Win DC page.
Yes, but we're gonna move things around a little bit today. So, but yeah, I mean, shout out to AT&T. And you know what? It's not that they're that much better. It was the customer service.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, and you say this all the time. If you're gonna spend your money, spend some money with somebody that appreciates you.
Exactly.
You know, and so I felt not only unappreciated but unattended by Sprint for a couple of years now, and they really treated me bad, and so what we doing here in Iverson Mall, the shops at Iverson. Excuse me, as we're building a lot of good business relationships, which as we should in our black community, because that's been the death of us for the longest. And built a nice relationship with the brother down there at AT&T. Make sure you go check them out right here. They're nice, clean store. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I slid down by T-Mobile right here in the strip mall, and the service. I mean, they they don't know what you're there for,
Right.
until they ask. Right. So first of all, before they even ask me or even made mention that I was there, like, sir, hold on, I'll be right there with you, or any of that.
Right.
I sat there for 20 minutes before they even acknowledged me. Then when I got there, he acted like a real smart ass, like he knew everything.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got this. It ended up going back to getting his supervisor anyway. Then the supervisor acted like he didn't want to speak.
So you were going to, you had
thought
that
about was,
T-Mobile?
Yeah, well, no, okay. T-Mobile got the bomb deals.
Oh, yeah.
T-Mobile got the bomb deals.
Pay-as-you-go kind of thing. Like,
yeah, well, they got that.
No contract.
You know what's really bomb with them?
Well,
is that their insurance plan that, they have with their phone does three things. Of course, they got their, that covers you for whatever damage or whatever, or if you lost your phone. But also, it has Apple Care built into it.
Sprint has that now also.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because
okay.
when I bought my daughter the 10, it's already
okay.
built into it.
Apple Care built into it, and also they have the jump plan included in your Sprint, your plan, the insurance, which means anytime a new phone comes out.
Yeah, I mean, it's Sprint.
But all that's built into one price.
Into your insurance.
Yes, into the insurance. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that was a turn on. But I mean, the customer service. I went there, all black, a couple youngins up front. I was watching how they was dealing with the customers there. It wasn't very good.
I think that when you go into these businesses and they see that if they are of color and they see that you are, they think you the homie. And they be like, yeah, with the slang, and
right.
Some might curse, and I just be
right.
looking like,
or have the music in the background that's not appropriate.
I mean, you probably should have told them that, tune in to Win DC. We have some.
Well, I tried to explain to the store manager. I said, look, sir, we right here in the shops at Iverson, and we would like to do some business with you. So I came on a business note. Right. And
he kind of no-looked you.
He did it even better. He gave me the Heisman.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, John like a little stiff arm. And I was like, okay, well, cool.
Well, is the shops at Iverson, are they the same owners?
No,
okay,
no.
Okay.
So, and it's cool because at the end of the day, like I said, I'm going to take my money where I want to take it.
Oh, of course. My money is green.
That's right. So
it is green.
It can go anywhere.
Anywhere.
So.
In the US of A, it can go over there, too.
And these brothers and sisters downstairs, once I explained what I was trying to do, hey, come on in, bro. What you need?
Right.
So actually T-Mobile was like that initially over the phone. And then the brother, he asked me because I wanted a business account. Okay. So I sent him over my EIN number and articles of organization. Right. So what you have to do to start a business account, just for those of you tuning in right now, that's what they want. So I sent that over.
Well, only if you are an LLC or a corporation. If you're a sole proprietor and you have a business, you don't have to have your articles because it's not required.
Right. Or they'll come off your social.
Yeah, and your social.
Yeah, your social will be kind of like built in. Mm-hmm. So, but in this particular case, I didn't want that.
Right.
And so,
of course.
So what I want to do, because I want to incorporate my GoWin family up in here and what we're trying to do. So the brother said, okay, well, I'll get right back with you as soon as I hear something. And one day went by, two days went by, and I never heard back from them. It's crazy.
It's unfortunate. It's what we do. You know what I'm saying? It's what we do as people. And I'm the one that always says a yes-restaurant. And if you guys don't know what a yes-restaurant is a place, I'm a foodie. I call myself a foodie. But a yes-restaurant is a place where you go and they do not tell you no. They do not. Can you believe it? I've encountered maybe, I'm going to say 2 restaurants that I call yes-restaurants. But I can only remember the name of one, and one of the names was Black Salt. Black Salt is at MacArthur Boulevard, And I named it like my first restaurant. They had a really finicky menu, and it was paired to say different menus. Like this, the chef special was this fish with this side. And I'm like, man, I don't really eat bougie food. I don't, because I don't like a lot of the things that people pair together. You know, chefs do their pairing for whatever reasons that, you know, whatever reasons they have. And I'm like, well, I don't eat, I'm allergic to tomatoes, so I...
You are?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but I think it's the seeds, per se, because I can eat ketchup, you know, things of that nature. So, it's just like chopped, like, big chunks of tomato. I ain't, no. Not eating it. Can't eat it. You know.
So what about spaghetti?
I can eat spaghetti. But it's like, that's why I think I don't like real Italian food, like your Maggi, your authentic.
Right.
You know, like your authentic Italian food, because they use like fresh ingredients. I can eat a spaghetti out the can because it, you know, it's preserved. You know, it ain't really. It's probably not even real tomatoes.
Well, yeah, it's by the time we get it, it's not.
Right, you know what I'm saying? So it doesn't even affect me. I don't have no itching, no swelling, no nothing.
Right.
So, but I was saying about the restaurant. I named them restaurants because when I looked at the menu, I actually asked the lady. My cousin was with me, and she was like, "Oh, here we go, here we go." She looked at me, and I asked the waitress.
You're the one we don't want to go to this restaurant with.
Ding, ding, ding.
Hey, no,
me,
I catch the same thing.
But
go ahead.
my thing is, when I'm going to spend my money, and I'm going to get these special. I'm going to get what I requested. I don't care if it's McDonald's.
Right.
If I say no cheese, that means no cheese.
Right.
Don't let me open my thing and it's remnants of cheese that you done scraped off the bun.
Right.
Like, you want to kill somebody? No means no.
Right.
I get that all the time with tomatoes. They pull a seed. I see a seed on my bun because you done pulled the tomato off.
Right.
Like, y'all want to kill somebody.
Oops.
Yeah. And I send it, you know, swell up, and you're like,
Right.
You know, so I looked at the lady, and I said, what can I get that's not on the menu? And she looked at me, she said, anything you want. Black salt. It's MacArthur Boulevard. And they have a fresh fish market, like, in the front. So... And she said, anything you see up there that you want that's not on the menu, you can get it. We're a restaurant that does what the customer wants.
That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
the
talking
chef
about.
pairs the things, but you don't have to get it like that. And it was so unique because I was like, oh, so you do have fried shrimp. She was like, of course. I mean, even though it's not on the menu, but of course, we're a seafood restaurant.
Right.
But they would saute and, you know, things of that nature. I guess try to make the menu look bougie. That's what I call it, bougie food. You know, I like a whole lot of food. So what they would do, which was unique.
Black owned?
No.
Okay.
No.
Just checking.
And we were the only people of color in there.
Oh.
But they did not treat us any different.
Okay.
I mean, it was nothing. I called it my favorite restaurant because she did not tell me no on anything.
I like that restaurant.
Restaurant.
That's what's up.
And
You
she
know
didn't
what?
tell me no on anything.
That should go on one of your shirts.
Yeah, restaurant. I like restaurants, man. I don't like no's. Like,
And when you threw out the black salt thing, because first thing came to my mind is, you know, real black salt. A lot of people don't know what black salt is. Like, you may be hip to Himalayan salt.
right, Himalayan salt, which is
But
pink.
black salt is some real.
Yeah.
That's that real from the earth.
Yeah, from
You
the
know,
earth.
for those
Without because it has to be dyed to become white.
You know, it's
Same thing with sugar.
Stripped.
Same thing with sugar.
Yes, they strip it of the true nutrients.
Same thing with sugar. It's not white.
So if
It
you
doesn't come white.
can find that black salt, or if you can't, you know, try to get the Himalayan salt. You know, just to digress a little bit from the topic. But no, I'm glad to hear that. You said on the boulevard?
MacArthur Boulevard.
What is that? Is that in Virginia?
No,
Where the hell
it's
is that
in
at?
D.C. It's like D.C. Maryland. It's on the Maryland side, but it's like right up there by the zoo. Like, you can go that way, but it's on MacArthur Boulevard on the Maryland side.
Okay. How'd you find that?
Me and my cousin used to do daily. So Tuesdays used to be her day off. She's a cosmetologist. She's a beautician.
Right.
And it used to be her day off. So every Tuesday, we used to go and do a different restaurant.
Okay. I like that.
We used to do a different restaurant, no matter where it was, or where, we just to try a different restaurant.
You
every
got to let
Tuesday.
the old boy hang out with y'all one time.
So we went up there and we was like, okay, black salt, and we were talking to someone. I would go on Facebook and say, hey, it's Tuesday, any suggestions?
Right.
And this one guy, and I'm a crab cake
fanatic. Yes, I remember.
Connoisseur.
Yeah, I remember.
And somebody told me that black salt had good crab cakes, and I was like, better than Jerry's, and they like, yeah.
Jerry's your favorite still?
Jerry's is my favorite because of the fact that black salt has awesome crab cakes.
Okay.
But they're just not as big. You know what I'm saying? So Jerry's has a lot of things into it. It's pure lump, no filler. And they're huge.
Well, we know because remember I asked you to bring me back some one time.
Yeah, and they're huge.
Yeah.
They're huge, no filler. Like the Timbuktu and the G&M and the Moe's.
Timbuktu is huge, but they're not 100%.
It has a lot of egg.
Yeah.
It got a lot of egg, a lot of bread, all that. I don't want to eat all that.
They're big for a reason.
Yeah, they're big for, and Blue Dolphin too. Same thing. And
I haven't had Blue Dolphins. Everybody be
I
blowing
want
up.
to say G&M, Blue Dolphin, and like Timbuktu, kind of like they have the same. It look the same. Like you wouldn't be able to tell which one is which if you look at look at a plate. I want to say they kind of like had the same owner. I know G&M and Timbuktu do, kind of like the same owners. But I don't know about.
I never heard of G&M.
You never heard of G&M? Oh, it's like right down the street from Timbuktu, like Glen Burnie.
Okay.
In the area. But yeah, somebody said they got some awesome crab cakes, so I had to try it out.
What's the spot I went to? They had some good seafood down in Virginia, right there, right across the street from the Hilton Hotel in Virginia, where the bands
the parties and
stuff.
Are you talking about legal seafood?
Legal.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, I had some good seafood there. I went there waiting on the band one time.
Right. And you stepped on there?
Yeah. I had some good seafood there. I mean, what did I have that time?
Legal seafood is on the level of like a step above Red Lobster to me.
Wow.
Yeah. It's fast food. It's fast food. I call it couture fast food. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
it was all right.
I would rather eat Red Lobster.
Really?
Yeah, because guess what? Red Lobster gonna give you all you can eat, endless. Legal seafood ain't gonna give you that. You gonna get some endless. They don't call it all you can eat no more. They call it endless.
And they gonna hit you in the head too.
Yeah, legal is.
Yeah, legal.
And you gonna be like, I'm really not even full. But Red Lobster, you gonna be like,
yeah.
Woo.
Especially with them biscuits.
Yeah, I don't mess with bread. I don't mess with no bread at no restaurants.
Not Red Lobsters?
Man, nah, man, what? And I'm about to eat some endless shrimp. I'm not about to get full.
You know what? Let's go to commercial break so we can get ready for
let's do that. Let's pay some bills. Let's pay some bills.
Our guest seems to be lost. So
like home.
When we come back, we're going to have Dennis Radio from home in the house right here. Keep it locked right here on GoWin Radio, on GoGo Radio Live, Wendy C Radio. All
home can't find his way home.
How about that? And he's from here. Keep it locked right here on GoWin Radio Show.
Are you short on money? Is your computer acting up? Call my main man, Tony Ray. For $50, PC repairs include troubleshoot one computer using all the proper tools. Remove all viruses, spyware, malware, and rootkits on the computer. Repair any operating system issues, including boot issues, blue screens, etc. Apply system tweaks and modifications. Test operating system for proper functionality. Provide you with an estimate cost for hardware repairs or upgrades needed to provide a complete working PC. Call today, Tony Ray, 202-681-0326. Mobile services also available. He will come pick up your computer and drop it off. Most jobs are done within 24 to 48 hours. One more time, call Tony Ray, 202-681-0326.
What's up, family? This is Reverend Tony Lee, the pastor of Community of Hope AME Church, lower level of the Iverson Mall, and I want to welcome you and tell you to come and join me, Community of Hope, each and every Sunday morning, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon. That's right, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 noon, lower level of the Iverson Mall. And we say it every Sunday that we're the Community of Hope, where everybody has a chance. And we don't care who you are, what you've done, who you did it with. Don't care if you did it last night, woke up doing it this morning, but when you get to church, you're in the right place at the right time to become all that God has called you to become. Don't you worry about getting out your best suit. You come as you are, because God loves you just as you are. That's Community of Hope AME Church, lower level of the Iverson Mall. And did I tell you we get that crank? You need to get some further information or to watch us streaming online. www.hiphopenation.com. www.hiphopenation.com. It's your man Reverend Tony Lee's in them. All right, I'll holler and I'll see you there.
The Paradigm presents Welcome to the Queendom.
Pretty Girls Crank 2.
Featuring Belladonna Band and SOS Band.
The eye candy of Go-Go.
With an all-star cast of ladies featuring Miss Kim, Michelle Blackwell, Miss Lady,
Lisette TT,
Pretty Nikki, and Kiki. Also, a sister cipher
featuring Mom Spice,
Meek Millie, and Miss Boogie. Hosted by the goddaughter of Go-Go KK, Miss So Sick With It, plus Lisa of the World. Music by DJ Chanel B on the ones and twos. Friday, April 13th. Live at the Paradigm, 5010 Brown Station Road, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, 8 p.m.
to 2 a.m.
Friday, April 13th, live at the Paradigm. For tickets and more information, call Reggie 240-347-5645, Lori 240-237-5666,
or Third Eye
202-200-5559. DMV, you don't want to miss. Welcome to the Queendom.
Pretty Girls Crank 2.
Welcome to the Queendom.
Be there.
Looking for a new look? Check out Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. You'll get quality services done by developing stylists and barbers. Senior discounts offered weekly and free barbershop services available when you present a flyer. Chemical treatments are also available. Call 301-899-9100 for hours of operation. Hair Academy 2 in the Shops at Iverson, 3705 Branch Avenue, Suite 1010, lower level, Hillcrest Heights. A new look is waiting for you at Hair Academy 2.
This is Hot Toddy with the Foreplay Eargasm Show, each and every Tuesday night from 8 to 10, bringing you the sexy slow jams with very adult interactive conversation, only on WIN DC Radio.
Jealous or crazy. Hold up. They don't love you like I love you. 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 Can't you see there's no other man above you? What a wicked way to treat the girl that loves you. Hold up. They don't love you like I love you. They don't love you like I love you. I want the bottom face. I get my swag on. I looked in the mirror and said, what you say, ladies? Yeah, come on. I want the bottom face.
say, Shanice? What? Come on, happy birthday. You walked about the way to get my swag on. I looked in the mirror and said, what you say, Tiffany? What? Come on, hey. I walked about the way to get my swag on. I looked in the mirror and said, what you say, ladies? Hey, hey, it's such a shame. You let this good love go to waste. I always keep a top tier fight song, making love in the car, making love, party like a full of blood. What's worse, being jealous or crazy, jealous or crazy. Or like being walked all over lately, walked all over lately. I'd rather be crazy. Hold up. They don't love you like I love you.
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 Can't you see there's no other man above you? What a wicked way
to treat a girl that loves you. Hold up.
One more time. Hey, ladies. Hey, it's such a shame. You let this hold up, stop. Wait a motherfucking minute.
Good God! Hey! Happy birthday, Tiffany! Yeah! C'est Janice! Yeah! Scorpios! It's your birthday! Yeah! Good God! Don't forget next Saturday, my birthday! Right at Detroit Lounge, baby!
I'm just saying, young buck in this man. Hey, I need buck, a young buck, work with him, what? Give it the buck. Y'all came to party, now bullshit. Y'all came to party, now bullshit. Y'all came to party, now bullshit. The party, now bullshit. Y'all came to party, now bullshit. Y'all came to party, now bullshit. The party, now bullshit. Y'all came to party, now bullshit. Y'all came to party, now bullshit. And what? And what? And what?
All right. Thank you for tuning in to the GoWin Radio Show right here on GoGo Radio Live. Win DC Radio, all wrapped up in GoWin.media, coming to you live from the shops at Iverson. And our special guest is here, my main man, Dennis Rado. And he has one, we got a lot to talk about with him. Because I'm really, well, not only I, but Miss Lady and I, we really appreciate when, especially our people, are working with the youth and trying to uplift them, give them knowledge, and guide them in the right direction in different career fields. And we're going to be doing a lot more of these type of things, as far as bringing in special guests that that's what they do.
But especially when it comes to music.
Yes, most
Especially
definitely.
when it comes to music.
Since that's both of our backgrounds,
Right.
To some extent, more so yours than mine.
Nah, you can't discredit what you do. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
get out of here, Mr.
You,
Humble.
you that
You
chick.
go to Humble Hobson.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Hey,
make up stuff.
look. I was watching Fox 5 this morning, Did you catch it?
No.
Okay.
I don't be up there early. Come on.
Yeah. Well, no,
Unless
no.
you call me and give
Look,
me
I was so glad to hear Maureen say, Wisdom the Martin. And I thought of you right away, like, yeah! Yeah!
the little backstory. You looking like, man, what the hell they talking
Yes, for those of you
But
who
he changes his name every so often.
No,
like,
I didn't.
Just
It was just a snippet.
sporadically. He was like, yeah, I'm Nico. He was like, I'm Nico the Hobson. I'm like, that's not your name. Like,
It's my name.
You don't
It just-
get no, but the is not included in it. So when he saw it in Fox Spiders, well, I guess he felt good about it.
Oh, yeah, I sure did.
But nah,
I
this-
sure,
this is not your
it
name.
felt like I took another shower. But in the meantime, in between time, we got my main man Dennis Rado in the house. Appreciate you for coming in this morning, man.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. That's right.
Good afternoon to you guys.
Yeah, it's a little 17 minutes over. You
Yeah,
late.
just a little bit. Just a
You
little
late,
bit.
you late.
Yeah, so, hey, Dennis, first and foremost, man, you, when I hit you on Facebook, and I saw this trailer that you put on Facebook, man. And matter of fact, you tagged me in it, and I greatly appreciated that first of all. And but I was really enthralled. I was like, wow, this brother really got something special going on, and it connected LA to DC. But let's talk about your DC background a little bit. What school did you come out of yourself?
I started off at Brookland Elementary on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah, over there off 12th Street.
Yeah, right off 12th
That
Street.
area, yeah.
Those are my stomping grounds, Northeast. And then I went to Taft Junior High for ninth grade.
Okay.
I graduated from Taft Junior High, ninth grade, and of course that was like spring. Then we moved to Maryland, PG County, Landover, and I started 10th grade at Bowie High School.
Landover.
Did a lot of, did most of my, did all my 3 years at Bowie, and then after school, not too long after school, I had a kid and I had to grow up.
Yeah.
That's when it started right there.
A good thing you did, because a lot of people still have kids and still don't grow up.
And that's sad to say, but what's crazy about it, and in the music community, that seems to be a common theme. Now, in the entertainment community.
Right. Entertainment.
Yes, entertainment, period. So, coming out, did you do college?
I did 2 years of college. It was at Southeastern University, right in Southwest.
Okay.
I was paying for it myself, so it got expensive, and I just stopped after 2 years. So most of my college, I guess you would say, is real life experiences.
Right.
OJT, on-job training.
Yeah, it is.
And look, most of the time now, people prefer that versus education.
I learned them
Yeah.
way more than you. I mean, college is great for networking. Those are the people you're going to probably work with in the future.
Right.
Or work close to. But you're not going to really learn your field, your craft there. You can learn certain things, but if you want to be a reporter, you need to really be out reporting. You don't get a chance to do that in classrooms too much.
We just learn your basic necessities, your English,
Exactly.
your how to talk, when not to talk, what to do,
Media-
when not to
media
do,
training,
media
yeah, that's-
training, just the preparation of it all. But your practice goes into, just like you say, on-the-job training.
It's funny you say that, because when I was in the service, that's what they used to call it. OJT, on-the-job training.
That's where I got it from.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, I wasn't in the service, but I've been around. My grandfather was military.
Okay, yeah. So, and our tech school was essentially you working in the field. So, and if you messed up, you potentially could mess up somebody's, livelihood.
Right, right.
So you had, the gun was literally to your head to make sure you was doing what you're supposed to be doing right. So, what made you, well, first of all, what is your background musically in the metropolitan area?
I started off, I guess, just like Junkyard Band. I started a couple buddies of mine.
Don't
we
get
started off
started.
just like that.
You got one of the
with
junk
buckets
right here.
Yeah, we got the buckets. I had coffee cans that I taped together from high to low.
Okay.
And I played them with chopsticks though, so it was more of a timbali Congo type thing. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had never seen Mickey or anybody yet. I was too young.
Okay.
But AOL, Big Brother Conan, kind of gave you the insight into go-go if you couldn't go at that time. So I listened to Kathy Hughes' radio for a long time, just trying to, before I could go to a real go-go.
Kathy Hughes radio, you talking about WOL?
WOL, yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's because when you ain't had no big brother, big sister take you to the go.
I didn't. I was the
Yeah,
oldest.
because I was about to say, because I was a little somebody in the old ages go-go's at Triples nightclub. 10 years old, sitting there in the go-go. So, yeah.
I first saw Backyard at Archbishop Carroll, which was walking distance from my house, though.
Wow.
And I think Ging got shot that night, if I'm not mistaken.
News alert!
It was crazy. It was a crazy night.
He got shot at Archbishop Carroll?
Message!
That's old school right there.
Wow.
That had to have been 90, 91 maybe.
Wow.
That was before I moved to Maryland.
Right.
So I moved to Maryland in
real
92.
early.
Yeah.
Because it had to be, that's real early for them because they didn't really get popping until like around 91. So yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
So, but so you developed from your love of go-go. I mean, when did you really first hear it?
I grew up, the neighborhood I grew up in was called Newtown, and Newtown was a neighborhood which is right off the Taylor Street Bridge going towards Archbishop Carroll.
Right.
That whole neighborhood was nothing but musicians. The whole Mass Extension band lived in my neighborhood. So I would see them practicing. Tommy from Hot Cold Sweat used to practice in his garage. He lived in our neighborhood.
Wow.
Mickey and all them came around the way to see all them dudes. They would all be pulling. They would pull up in their 18-wheelers and open up the back, and it would be all sound and all instruments. So, which means it told me back then that they got their own stuff. And they would head out on tour, and they would be touring with like the Isley Brothers, and they weren't go-go tours really. You know what I mean? They were really making moves out there. So that was my taste for go-go, just watching them practice and watching those guys, watching the camaraderie of them too.
That's what's up. So from there, your thirst and love for watching what they was doing developed into you doing what?
Just forming a band myself. And
what band? What was your first band you worked with? 'Cause everybody got a funny story about their first band that they was involved with.
I can't even remember the name of the band. I think it might have been.
Why did we get a lot of that here?
I remember the name.
Nobody remembers their first band.
I do.
I remember the name, but it was because we were 8, 9 years old.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'll be
you that
40.
young?
I'll be
Okay.
42 this summer. So yeah, that was long. I was in the beginning of it. We played that. We used to pack our stuff up and go to Brookland subway station and actually play for money. I remember one day we made $50.
Wow.
Took everybody to the carry-out, bought steak and cheeses, fries, peach sodas, Rock Creek, and that was the beginning of it, you know. And then once I moved to PG County, I started working on my own, working at Six Flags Adventure World and different places.
Wild World.
And Wild World.
Right there.
And I was getting my own money at like 14, 15, 16, and I was buying my own equipment.
I think that's the thing about the past that back then that kind of differs from now. The kids are so spoiled. They're given everything. And just like you said, at 14, I mean, I can remember 10 years old. I'm pretty sure that was against the law. But ain't no one, when nobody gonna say nothing to grandma.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? When nobody was gonna say nothing to grandma, I had the kids out there working. We was counting cars in the parking lot getting paid. I know grandma was getting paid. We would get like $100 at 10 years old.
We used to take the tape in the newspaper off cars at Earl Shives.
See? Just
paying us $20 a day.
Yeah, just honest money. The kids now, they just spoiled. So you took your love for the music and implemented what?
Once I got in a band, I started learning more about teamwork. It's like being on a basketball team or whatever.
Right.
Those are your brothers. We spent time on three-way, on the phone, just joning, getting to know each other. And throughout Go-Go, we did a lot of shows. You get to the point to where you learn all about lighting. staging, miking, security, all the different aspects of shows, producing shows. I've even produced shows as far as like promoting them. So I've promoted shows before. They weren't the best opportunities, but I know how to do it. So I guess you would say I've worked at different labels. I've done a lot of the industry. Most of my work has been in the music industry though. Not really. The go-go industry has been a part of it, but it was more of my schooling.
Right.
And then I came out of that. I started working at Tower Records, 97, 98, and that was the beginning right there.
Well, that's what I want to talk about, Tower Records, because
Tower Records.
The reason why I wanted to bring that up is that obviously, well, it wasn't because we had a lot of record stores in this area, and Tower Records was more in the boondocks.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't really have an
you had
affiliation
your
within the
Waxy
city.
Maxy, your Kent Mills, and all them.
They were all strategically mapped out on where they were too.
I'm sure they were.
Locations.
I'm sure they were because they was all in affluent white areas.
Pretty much, yeah. Rockville, Annapolis, Tysons,
George Washington,
DC, and
down in Georgetown.
Exactly.
Yeah, George Washington. That was the one I used to hit.
21st Pennsylvania.
Yeah. So, what was it like for you to learn the music business out of there? Because you stated in your bio that you said, and you just said it just now. That's where it all started for you. What was it about that experience that really infused your music knowledge?
Learning about distribution. Being that I worked in security, my job was called loss prevention. So I caught shoplifters. But my job, part of my job description was to actually monitor receiving, where all the new stuff came into. Right. It was almost like Tower Records was almost like a stash house. But the records was the coke. You know what I mean? Was as far as analogy, because we had to watch the product.
Right.
My job was to watch the product,
right.
And a lot of people wanted to steal all the new product. People who worked there, of course. When Tupac died, all that Machiavelli stuff was super hot.
Yeah,
super hot. When Biggie died, that stuff was super hot.
I used to have all the crackheads bringing me boxes of 30.
Exactly.
Bringing them to me, and because I was on F Street, and they was bringing it to me left and right.
You remember Frank Sinatra passed away? That was crazy.
Oh, I'm sure.
That was crazy. I mean, I had middle-aged white men still, and I caught middle-aged white men for like 2 weeks straight.
Wow.
They hated me.
I'm sure.
They hated me. You can't let me go. Why, are you white, sir? No. They just, they just wanted to be let go. I'm like, nah, you got to go through everything everybody else goes through.
There you go.
I would parade them through the store and everything. Handcuffed. A black dude with a white dude handcuffed, parading them through the store. They did not like that.
What a resume. So from Tower Records, you had stated earlier that you had worked with one of our most recognized bands that through the area. They was like 99. Started like around 99. Is that right, Miss Lady?
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, the group started like
that's what I'm about to say.
Long time ago.
And,
well,
yeah. Right.
But the band itself may have been 99, 2000.
Yeah. Well, let me ask. I mean, how well did you listen to band?
I've known
and
them
that's who we're speaking of.
Right.
I've known them for a long time. Just through the go-go days. They were Optimistic Tribe.
Okay.
Pretty much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So we gigged with them, or I was a fan of theirs. They had an album that actually came out that I loved.
And it's funny because you have a little semblance to Renzi.
Oh.
Yes.
Doesn't he?
Yes.
Them all my dudes.
For those of you who don't know, Renzi King, who's a keyboardist.
Yeah. Them all my dudes. I'm happy to see them in other situations, but still thriving. It's just that's what DC is about. Something may not work, but you keep moving. Sometimes it's good for music, sometimes it's not. But I'm just happy to see them still on stage doing what they love. They love those guys. Love stage, so
yeah.
That's all you could ask for.
What was it like when they was just a music group? When they were just doing their little quartet thing?
It was they had like Buggy as the drummer. They had one or two.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they had one or two. I think Peony was playing congos. It wasn't really a major band at that time. It was just them. So it was actually a little more. It felt more industry based. Once the go-go hit and they were all over the city, it wasn't industry based anymore. Unless when we were doing certain things in New York and Atlanta and stuff, but pretty much.
Well, you just said we. So how were you incorporated with Listen?
I did a lot of PR for Listen. I booked them at Children's Hospital for a what is that? I guess you would say a meet and greet. Most of the nurses and staff there were actually Listen fans, so they were partying too.
I'm sure.
We went out of town, went to New York. I booked them in New York for Maria Davis's. She has what's called Mad Wednesdays. Maria Davis is a promoter from New York. She's the one that introduced Dame Dash and Jay-Z. She had her own. She still has it now. It's called Mad Wednesdays. Maria Davis. She's on 22 Twos on Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt. She's on that album. She does shows all the time. So we used to go do hers. I think we went and did hers twice, matter of fact.
Okay.
Def Jam was there. Matter of fact, Life Jennings opened for us. He was sitting on a stool. He wasn't Life Jennings though. He was just her nephew who got out of jail.
So he was already out at that time.
He had just got out. I think he went back in after that too. But he had just
and he did another stint after that too.
Exactly. That's where that album came from.
Yeah. Wow, boy.
But yeah, he was opening for us, and we were doing go-go. I'm talking about full steam ahead go-go in New York City with Def Jam A&Rs there and everything.
Really? Wow. So at that time, were you part of the vision of where Listen was trying to go conceptually?
I was a little a part of it. I probably was a part of it a little more than they know of.
How's that?
Because a lot of the stuff that was going on with them was behind the scenes more of. It wasn't like we didn't sit and talk with them like a meeting. It would happen and then we would go to them with it and put it together. Instead of getting like a yay or nay for everybody, we would just go to them with the project, whatever. Hey, this came up, this blah blah blah, and just go from there. If everyone wanted to do it, most of the time everyone wanted to do whatever it was.
Well, that sounds like a real management team. So who's part of the management team?
At the time, it was a guy named Grady, and there was another guy named Carlos. There's a lot of politics with that stuff too, but Grady was probably the main force of Listen. I just came in on a lot of the, like I said, the booking and PR, which was new to me. I didn't even know it was PR or anything at that time. Just because I had the connection, I could do it. So.
Okay. So when we come back, we're going to take a little music break right now. And when we come back, we're going to talk about what you got going on with this home. And
appreciate it.
And how that can be influenced in some of our listeners, their children's lives, and how they can get in contact with you. All right. So keep it locked right here on GoWin Radio, on GoGo Radio Live, Windy C Radio. All wrapped up in GoWin.media. I'm Nico the Go-Gologist. You are?
I'm Miss Lady.
And we live.
You usually say it for me, so don't play today.
You here now.
Don't play today.
Yeah, I'm going to make you work, girl. Yeah. All right. And we're live from the shops at Iverson. Keep it locked right here. We got you.
Whoa, whoa, yeah. Say what? Say what? You know this? Say what? You got to be strong. Club you, hey, uh-oh, yeah, yeah, where the ladies up in here, for me.
mandated. Back when they see me in the street, shorty, you don't know me. Both up, Southside, yo, hey, we got my man Ware yelling. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. We got the Fairfax yelling. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. We got Nico yelling. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. We got Diego yelling. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Pump Top and Two-Face. Bring 'em out. We got Malik the Free. Fairfax, bring 'em out. We got the Triple Four crew. Bring 'em out, bring 'em out. Uh-oh, 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 yeah. Happy birthday, fat. Come and see the
Hey y'all, this is your girl Shemaine. Make sure you tune into Win DC Radio Sunday through Saturday for the best in indie artist music and all the hottest new music. Win DC Radio, the platform for independent artists.
WinDCRadio.com of the Greater Metropolitan Area is not responsible for any incorrect or inaccurate content spoken by its on-air talents. The views and comments of its on-air talents, hosts, and guests are not those of WinDCRadio.com. In no event shall WinDCRadio.com be liable to you or any third party for any direct, indirect, consequential, exemplary, incidental, special, or punitive damages, including lost profit damages arising from your use of their website, even if Peak Broadcasting has been advised of the possibility of such damages. WinDCRadio.com is an equal opportunity employer.
That is our disclaimer.
Yeah, nobody couldn't understand it.
Yes, well, that's what
That
it's
was
for.
what that was for.
Yes. For her to say all of that in the
So you
regular
can-
tone.
right, so you can be
we would
like,
sit here
"What?"
like, it will get your attention though, that's for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
You're tuned into the GoWin Radio Show right here on GoGo Radio Live, Win DC Radio, all wrapped up in GoWin.media, coming to you live from the shops at Iverson. I'm Nico the Gogoologist, and she is
Miss Lady.
You know it. And we got my man, main man Dennis Rado here from home in the house. We appreciate you coming through, man. You just got finished telling us about your situation that you've had with the Listen Band, how they was formed and everything. Yeah. So I appreciate you giving us a little breakdown on that. But let's talk about how you got this House
of Music and Entertainment.
There it is, the House of Music Entertainment. What is all that about? What made you put that thing together?
Going in high school. We never had any celebrities come to our school, so I always said I wanted to do that. So,
do what?
Bring celebrities to high schools. Just being able to uplift the students and staff with those kind of situations. I felt that was like just something dope to do. So, I guess what made me really want to do it was I just got tired of. I got tired of working for other people. I wanted to start my own business.
Hey, Miss Lady.
That was the main reason. And then, from that, I created it. Actually, a friend of mine, I was working at NIH, and a friend of mine, she did a lot of the early administrative work for H.O.M.E as far as like we were talking about early mission statements and all that kind of stuff. She helped me with that. And I just took all the knowledge that I had at that time and put it into this curriculum. So I actually have a 2-page curriculum that's written out. I use syllabuses.
Well, let's back it up a little bit. So for you, I mean, what was the mindset for you saying, you know what, I really want to incorporate working with children? Because was that the mindset, or just the fact that you just wanted to be involved and bringing celebrities into?
I just really wanted to work with. I definitely wanted to work with youth. I didn't really know at what capacity, but I felt. I just felt networking will get me there. So I can't remember who I met, but they introduced me to someone at McKinley Tech, and then that situation turned into a Saturday program at McKinley Tech, and that's where H.O.M.E began. At McKinley Tech, it was the kids came there every Saturday morning for about 4 to 5 hours, actually. Not just my class, but all kind of different classes.
In the summer?
This was during the year, all year round.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of the teachers at McKinley Tech introduced me via email to Rory Pullins, who was the principal at Duke Ellington, and that's how it all spawned to Duke. So I never went to Duke. I just met the principal, and from there, so that was the first person I met from the school, was the principal. Okay. So he and I had a great relationship. When I entered the school, I entered through his office. I didn't go through security and all that. So that's how I was able to do so much at that school, from Earth, Wind, and Fire, Patti LaBelle, Mario.
Wait a minute.
All these people came to the school.
Wait, which Earth, Wind, and Fire are you speaking of? Is this the
tribute band?
No. These are the real deal Holyfields. Even Miss Gay, Marvin Gaye's widow, I think she manages them. So I met her as well.
Really?
Yes. Who else? We had so many people coming to the school because I started an event. I didn't start it, but I guess you would say spearheaded an event called Principal for the Day. It had been done before me, but it just wasn't being done anymore. And I think that's where I got kind of the whole idea of home kind of came from. I was like, I want to do that. I want to bring celebrities to schools. I didn't have the connections at first, but I knew I wanted to do it. And I just started traveling on my own. I started going to New York, flying to New York, flying to Atlanta, flying to Miami, flying to LA, staying at these places for months at a time. And in doing that, you're meeting people. I was going to recording sessions, writing sessions.
But you had to have some type of
That's what I'm
context.
saying. You just showed up like back in the day. How they just be like,
I mean, like,
go to the record company and just sit in the lobby. And
sometimes no. Like I did have one contact in Atlanta, and she was out of town though, so she hooked me up with one of her guys, and then from there, it spawned off.
Okay.
He was
you
a
develop
songwriter.
your own relationships.
Yeah, most of it I had to like get off my ass, excuse my language, and just get up and do things on my own. There weren't contacts. When I went to LA the first time, I didn't really know anybody.
So
I got a place, stayed there for a month, and just went around. I got on the trains. It wasn't Uber and all that back then, but cabs. What else was there? The buses. I was all over their systems.
I mean, that's
just walking into places and just
being a tourist. That's what it's all about. Learning the climate of the city. Because a lot of people just go to a city and be like, oh, I want to live here. Now, you got to be there. You got to feel the pulse of the city.
Right.
You need to be there for at least a month or so.
You must really have a gift for gab, because you just can't be making moves like that. Because a lot of times it's about talking yourself into a situation.
Of course.
So you must really, because you seem so subdued in here, but I'm sure
It's about being able to show, too, though. Like, you can talk all you want, but if you can't produce the work, then that's where it is. And that's where I come in at. That's where I'm known for. I always produce. No one can say Dennis don't produce. So I think that's kind of where you have to leave yourself.
So in the bio it said, in 2006 it originated at McKinley Tech and it became a part of the course. So was it actually, even though it was Saturday, but was it actually a part of the schooling?
That Saturday program, yes.
Oh, did they get
because
credits?
There was a Saturday curriculum. They got
okay.
What is it called? Community service hours.
Okay. Yeah. So it was just like a Saturday curriculum for those students. Okay.
But there was what you call motion capture, where for movies.
Right.
They had a class just for that. So there were kids that were going there. There were kids coming. Now I had what is his name? J.R. Ryder. He was the first celebrity that came in.
Okay.
A friend of mine worked at Atlantic. That's where Dipset was signed to. She brought them. They were already in town. She said, Dennis, you want to have them come to the school? I was like, bet. So that was the first thing. And the kids went crazy over J.R. Ryder. I didn't really know who he was.
Okay.
I just knew that he was a celebrity and the kids would love him. And I made contact. His manager, a guy named Diddy, Hossa Diddy. He's a dope manager now. He manages all kind of people. So I met him back then. And, this is 06.
Right.
So. Just started meeting people. That's how a lot of connections are made, just through. And when people see what you're doing, they gravitate towards you too.
Most
definitely. They're like, "Oh, you're doing this." Like I'm not a rapper or a singer trying to get on.
Right.
I'm getting on by educating people.
Right. So I also read that you produced the Homecoming. So what did that take? What did you do as far as the Homecoming? What partake?
That was some crazy mess. When I say crazy, I mean like good though.
Right.
Because I know Nico. You might know too. You know Big Butch?
Yeah. Of course.
This is public knowledge, so I'm not speaking on him or anything.
Right.
But he's a convicted child molester.
Right.
Yes.
I had this man with me doing a homecoming dance. That's how powerful I was to get this man to come into the school. I went up to the principal. He just liked what I was doing as far as the Saturday program.
Wouldn't that be against his parole, though?
No, not at that time. Everything was cool as long as it was cleared. So, yeah, we made sure it was cool. Right. But it was still frowned upon or shunned, like, I don't want him around my kids.
Right.
But, there wasn't, he didn't interact really. But anyway, I went up to the principal. He loved what I was doing at his school on the Saturday program. So I actually went to him and said, yo, can I produce your homecoming dance? He was like, sure. Literally, just like that. Sure. His name was Mr. Pender. I don't think he's there anymore. White guy. He said, sure. So next thing I know, I'm going home like, I never produced a homecoming. Right. I don't know what to do. Right. I just asked him. I got with another buddy who I did know, my buddy Damo, who was Big Butch's son. And I knew he knew how to put together shows. So that's where it came in at. So myself, Damo, and Big Butch put together the Homecoming Dance. We hired Backyard, a local artist named London Knighton. She's a major multi-platinum songwriter now. There was a fashion show we did with a company called Karma Designs. And there was a local band from the school that played as well. And then there was I can't remember what DJ it was. It may have been, I forgot that Asian guy's name, the Asian dude, older dude.
I know you.
DJ Chino. DJ Chino.
Yeah,
it might have, I think it was DJ
sort
Chino.
Of work on Kiss. Yeah.
So, this is 06. Oh, no, this is 07. So yeah, it was a fun night. It was crazy. It was just crazy how everything came together. We wound up making good money that night. Was able to pay everybody. There was no riffs. I had already knew Backyard very well at that time, so it was easy to get them to play. And that was the highlight of the night, though, of course. The kids loved that. To be able to say you had Backyard at your homecoming, it was cool.
Yeah, back then.
I got a question along that lines. What do you think is the issue with putting bands back in the school?
I mean, it's just the mentality of the children. The neighborhoods don't get along, so when you put the music, the hardcore music, that crank, that timbales and the open hi-hats and it's like African music. It makes you move already. So if you add recreational drugs and alcohol to that feel, you're gonna have a major party.
Well, you shouldn't have that in the schools anyway.
Shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't.
I used to do stuff at H.D. Woodson. H.D. Woodson, those kids are high all day, and the police standing there looking.
I can't do nothing about it.
Because if you don't see them smoking, what can you do?
You
But you smell it in the air.
Yeah, you can smell it, but you can't do nothing about it.
I did principal for the day at H.D. Woodson with Mac Wiles from The Wire.
Mm-hmm.
I had him there. I had him there for like 3 or 4 hours.
The thing about it is, I think you should probably let me reword the question as far as you took it to the bands. But how important do you think music, period, is in the schools? Because in the Prince George's County, there's no music.
You have to cater to what the youth are into. If PG County is a 98% black county,
Probably.
you have to cater to what these kids are into. But I always tell people, I'm going to get a little political here, but we're in the enemy's territory. So no matter if it's a black county, it's run by white folks. And those white folks don't care to see black youth learn anything
Of course.
about what's good for them. Only their strategic curriculum is supposed to be taught. You know what I mean? Right. Which is early world history.
Government.
Talking about the D.C. But it's so much they don't tell you about D.C. You just take... going to Taft, I took what's called... I think it was a class about Washington, D.C. Just strictly about D.C. I think it was called D.C. government or
D.C.
whatever.
government. Mm-hmm.
But there's so much they don't tell you. I didn't learn that slaves built everything until later on. Yeah. There was never talk about who built these. Some of the slaves were masons and had come along, but they were owned. They had to go somewhere. They didn't go to their own places after they finished building these places.
That's so unique that he says that, because I read something this morning, and it's about the statue that's on the top of the U.S. Capitol that was sculpted by a black man.
Okay.
And it's actually it's a black woman. She's maybe Indian. It's cultural of just Indian black on the top of the U.S. Capitol. It's inside also, sculpted by a black man, which was owned by a white man in Bladensburg, Maryland. He was paid $27,000 for that sculpture.
The white man was.
The white man, because he owned the man that sculpted it.
Mm-hmm.
And he never received, they say probably him nor his family, until this day, never have received, they know his name and everything. His name is Mr. Reed. He's never received anything, and it was just ironic that, I read that this morning, and you say that,
It's crazy.
Music it's been fun. It's been exciting. I've been able to travel a lot. I've been out of the country as well. I've been to Asia, Beijing. So I just been able to, I guess you would say, defy the odds, because no one, to this day, I really don't get a lot of help or what you would call love for what I do.
Funding wise, though, how does that work out for you?
I have to put in the work.
Now I was about to ask you, are you looking for contributors? I mean, how do you go about that? I mean, do you have a site where people can come in and donate to help push your agenda?
Not really. I really don't even want that kind of help. I just literally, what I do to make money is I go through I'm in 3 different school districts. So I go to those districts and I put on different events like Principal for the Day. And that's how I make my money. That's how I pay more rent, mortgage, whatever you want to call it.
Well, but you working out of L.A., right?
New York and D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So okay. My kids are here, though. So I guess you would say, based here. But I spend, out of 12 months, about 4 to 5 months in L.A. and maybe 2-3 months in New York.
So the home business is still up and running in D.C. and Maryland also?
So is it all
not in Maryland. I want to get in PG County.
Yeah,
because I went to PG County school.
We gotta get you. Gotta get you in PG County.
I want to get in Suitland.
We gotta get you in PG County.
I think if you really draw that up right, I think that we can.
Yeah, I'm a parent liaison and peer mediator at Friendly High School. Okay, that's where I went.
And we have some connections.
Yeah, so we need that because it's a lot of people that, like when I went to Friendly, we had chorus. You know what
we need to get? We need to get that the trailer I sent that he saw. We need to get that to the school system so they can see it.
That's a piece of work. It's a piece of cake.
Some things can go from there. That they'll at least say, well, because I didn't have any celebrities on there per se, but I brought in qualified professionals, and they're actually, those people that I brought are actually celebrities in the industry. They're just not known to the masses. The girl, Carmel, that girl is hitting it. She's got songs on Empire, Star.
They just had a function there. They did it for. The parents had to sign a waiver to say, hey, your kid might be on Netflix. So it's like I guess the young lady's name, I can't remember, but the kids are familiar. I think London is her name, and she's like a local person that sings in this area. And they came through. They was like on a little they're on a little tour of the schools, and they came through and put on something, for the kids. But things of that nature, you don't really have to, long as, just like you said, you're not a convicted sex offender. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm just saying, as long as those things, there isn't really that much as far as getting into the schools to implement anything. But as far as, the logistics of it all, but to come and, speak or anything of that nature, that's really nothing. But as far as implementing a coursework or things of that nature, then those.
That's what we do. We might do like a 6-week or 12-week interval. That's what I'm doing in New York. And that school actually has a studio inside the school, so I can use. That's the classroom.
Right.
The first person I'm going to bring in is hip hop pioneer. His name is Sadat X.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to do
Brand Nubian,
exactly. Right. So he's going to do like I guess you would say like a hip hop symposium. He's going to show them about bars and how to write an 8, how to write a 16.
Gotta know how to do math before
how to do math.
Yeah,
all the math.
Right.
But he may even break it down to the real math too. I'm talking about the 5%.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what he's in.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's into that real heavy.
So, that's pretty much where we are right now. I'm implementing curriculums, and I'm writing curriculums, and I'm implementing them into school districts.
What does your help look like? You sound like a one-man show.
I am. This is myself and my wife.
Oh, that's what's up.
She do a lot of the typing and stuff, and I do the physical. It's really. There are components. Brian, my bud, Debo. They help me out a lot, but they come in sometimes when needed.
Well, we.
You sound prideful. You sound very prideful, and from a
should be.
From a prideful woman, I know what it looks like. Where you be like, I don't need to ask nobody for no help. Yeah. I can do this on my own. But it's times where you be like, goodness gracious, I wish I had 8 more hours in this 24 hours.
Or 8 more hands.
Nobody's gonna care for my company like I do, though.
Right. Oh no.
Even if I'm paying you at a high salary,
not saying hand it over at all, but it all, saying.
Kind of how I feel about this right here. Yeah.
Well, they say 2 heads is always better than one, but you have the, your queen behind you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Once the goal is to be a school, a physical school. So once there's school and staff and and all that,
Right.
then we'll incorporate and everyone will be able to do it. And I want to incorporate staff like people like my good friend is Vinny D. Remember 55 More Dog?
That's my dog.
I want to bring people in like him in as teachers.
That's
this dude
my
right
dog.
here,
Yeah.
as teachers, you know what I mean? Like folks that just really been around for a while, know what they're doing. He works at Brian works at CNN. So he's a media guru, you know what I mean? So these are the people that I have around me to do what they do.
Are you in contact with Vinny?
I am every day.
Okay,
man.
we're gonna talk. Hey, right now, I really appreciate you coming in. Miss Lady and I are gonna stay in contact with you because we definitely want to work with you and hopefully get you up in Suitland, among other places, because PG County is in dire need of your expertise.
And I'm right here waiting.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So we appreciate Dennis Rado for coming in from home.
House of Music and Entertainment.
There it is, right here. You tune into the GoWin Radio Show right here on GoGo Radio Live, WinDC Radio, all wrapped up in GoWin.media, coming to you live from the shops at Iverson. Our next guest in the building, my man Mo Chips, and is it Amelia? Amelia. Okay, I'm doing a little too much with that. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're blessed right here. Team 32, WTTS is in the building. So keep it locked right here on GoGo Radio Live on the GoWin Radio Show. We'll be right back with you.
Go Radio Live, right here each and every Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tune in and turn up for my rush hour party. Let's get the weekend started together. Y'all ready to party? Y'all know how I get down, man. It's the one and only DJ Batman. You know what I'm saying? It's showtime.
What do you want from life? Success, happiness, money, fulfillment? Here's your chance to create all that and more with a new career in cosmetology and professional barbering. Hair Academy 2 is an education program designed to teach you all you need to know to succeed in the wide-open beauty industry career field. Hair Academy 2 is located in the shops at Iverson, 3705 Branch Avenue, Suite 1010, lower level, Hillcrest Heights, Maryland. Our school prides itself on honesty, integrity, and service to our students and customers. While you're learning the skills needed to succeed, you'll be serving the community by providing them with quality services, offering senior discounts weekly on our clinic floor, and our barbershop is running free hair specials when presented with flyer. For more information, contact Binta Campbell in the admissions office at 301-899-9100, Monday through Saturday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Create your success story with an exciting career in cosmetology and professional barbering at Hair Academy 2. Classes are filling up fast, so call today, 301-899-9100. The Shops at Iverson is now undergoing a transformation, creating a mixed-use center where the community can come together to eat, shop, relax, and feel connected. The Shops at Iverson is a 600 KSF mixed-use property consisting of retail and office space now available. Located inside the Beltway on Branch Avenue, Maryland, just minutes from downtown D.C. It's an exciting time at the Shops at Iverson. Several beautiful renovation projects are ongoing, transforming the Shops at Iverson into the new safe community hub. DMV, get ready to enjoy the new food court. Opening late spring, early summer, featuring new restaurants like Chipotle, Quickway Hibachi, Tropical Smoothie, Wingstop, and free Wi-Fi. The Shops at Iverson, the original home of the world-famous Snickerdoodle cookies, is completing several cosmetic improvements to the mall interior, facade, and parking garage. The Shops at Iverson is the new home of GoWin Media, comprised of the DMV's premier internet radio stations, GoGo Radio Live and WinDC Radio. For updates and more details, check out shopiverson.com. That's shopiverson.com.
Have you ever tried to recreate that live go-go sound in the studio? It's kind of hard to get that go-go swing and raw crank drive without a real drummer, right? Well, we have the solution for you at gogoloops.com. If you're a music producer and you're looking to produce authentic sounding go-go tracks, GoGo Loops is what you need. We offer a variety of drum kits and beat loop packs that can give you a solid foundation for your funky go-go style beats. High quality live and studio recorded pocket and socket beat loops, bounce beat loops, and guitar and bass samples will get your track sounding like the real deal. Our drum kits include a variety of real drum kicks, snares, congas, cowbells, jam blocks, timbales, rototons, crashes, and even more. We also have individual drum beat loops and Congo beat loops that can be used as play-along tracks for learning and practice purposes. These are the most exclusive drum samples on the planet. Since go-go is an art form born and bred in the DMV, there aren't any other places you can find this unique sound. We have affordable pricing and different types of products that can fit in anyone's budget. Sign up to the Go-Go Loop at gogoloops.com and get free samples and discount codes. If you want your music to stand out in the crowd, you need samples from gogoloops.com. Our music, our culture, our way. Visit gogoloops.com today and always keep it cranking.
Well, now one more time. Yeah. Yeah, keep it right there. Yeah.
Hey, for wash your lawn to you too.
Yeah.
Hey, for wash. Hey, double, and what it do?
Hey, John, give me my bar. Give me my bar.
Hey, tighten up. This for all my 70s and my 80s babies. Y'all know what this is. Hey, tighten up. That's your mother old school dance.
Yeah.
Hey, tighten up.
Yeah. Hey, John, give me my bar.
Hey, for wash. And Hazel Line. Hey. And you too. Hey, tighten up. Hey, Lily, you got a birthday. Family. Hey, tighten up. Hey, for wash. Hey, Lucy Lou. Shalonda, tighten up. Dipsy, baby, I know you're wondering, hey, why I won't come over to your place. 'Cause I'm not too sure about how you feel, so I'd rather go at my own way. Listen, and I know that you know that if we get together, emotions will go right. And I may do something I might regret the next day, and we'll both end up so hurt. Oh, I don't know. That's the way I feel. I'm so tired of one night.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas. Hey, I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight. Hey, Lisa, they wonder if they take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight.
I said, sweet Miss John. And number 4 more Johnny's in there.
keep this kid, y'all. Hey, lady. Hey, lady.
Listen, baby, listen. I know you're wondering, hey, why I won't come over to your place. Hey, Rodeo, 'cause I'm not too sure about how you feel. So I'd rather go at my own way. Listen, and I know that you know that if we get together, emotions will go around. And I may do something I might regret the next day, and we'll both end up so hurt. Oh, I don't know. That's the way I feel. I'm so tired of the one night. Hey, MC! Hey, hey, I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight. Hey, I wonder if I take you home, would you still be in love, baby? Because I need you tonight.
Give me my part. Yeah. The Oxy Hill. Hey, Doc, give me my part.
Jimmy, you back here, you got a birthday, baby girl. I see you.
Thank you for tuning in to the GoWin Radio Show right here on GoGo Radio Live. I'm Nico the Go-Gologist, and I'm here with Miss Lady. She's in the building. And we are getting ready to close out our last hour with a good friend of mine's, good friend of all of our listeners, because this young brother right here, he's made himself known, whether you in the clubs with the go-go bands or you just out and about, a good-hearted young brother, man, that I really appreciate. And he's here with the beautiful queen, man, and I'm really blessed to finally meet this sister. I've heard so much about her over the years, through whether it be through her brother or otherwise, and it's just a blessing to have her on the GoWin Radio Show today. And I'm speaking of my main man Mo Chips and Miss Amelia Chase. Yes. I cleaned it up. I had my
right.
I had my mop. I cleaned it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all for coming through today and taking time out of y'all schedule, because as they say, you could be anywhere, but you're right here with us. So first, let me start off with you, Mo. It's been a minute.
It's been a couple ticks.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. Each and every day I wake up, I look and appreciate, what's all been given to me. You know what I'm saying? So pull up to that microphone, though.
Okay, get up on it, man.
Pull up to the bumper, baby.
I'm out.
Pull up. Yeah. So when I met you, once again, it's through, and we're speaking of the one and only David 32 Senior. David 32 Ellis Senior. Yes. So just recently he started adding the senior part on a professional level. So So I met you through him, but I heard about you previously, and a lot of it because of his his professionalism as far as what he was doing. He said that he was working with you in a great deal. So I was really interested in when I'm going to meet this brother, man, because he's always was bringing your name up, So how did y'all relationship develop?
So I'm at bro, about what, 10 years? It felt like, yeah, dang, about 10 years ago,
right around the time when he was working on his first album, which was 31 plus tax was second. 32nd Street. 32nd Street was the first one. Yeah, right around the time he was working on that, he came over. He did both projects at our studio, Spine Hitters, and you know, that's where the relationship started. I knew of him, of course, you know what I mean, through the go-go circuit, and he came over on our side doing, you know, strictly hip hop. So seeing what he was trying to do, we just kind of, you know, in the studio had a connection and went from there, man. You know, that's 10 years in now, so you know, that's fine, that's bruh. So you know, 10 years now, we good.
So when y'all were introduced, or were you introduced as two artists, or because from what I understand, you mean with that pen?
Oh yeah. So it was definitely a it was a you know, a mutual respect thing as artists. You know, I knew him as being the legend in go-go, and he heard of me as far as what I did on, you know, as far as musically with rap. He came in, he was doing this project, and you know, this is, you know, on the stage with go-go is different than in the studio. So it's a
No
different,
doubt.
you know, I wouldn't ever try to compare myself to him on the stage from what he did all them years. Like, I learned so much from him, watching him on the stage, and when he was coming in trying to do the studio portion for the first time, you know, he relied on some of my expertise on how to maneuver in that arena. So we just connected, you know, real recognized real. So, you know, that was an easy connection. And yeah, and from there, we got two albums in for him. I think I had probably, since I met him, after I got about 5 projects. I think I did my last 2, and I think he was on my last 2, the 3 consonants, 2 vowels, and I think my volume 3. So yeah, from there it's just been, you know, it's history now. So we here.
I'm gonna get on you later about the music, man. We're gonna talk about that a little bit later on. But so y'all was introduced basically through Spine Hitters.
Yeah, that's how we were introduced. Correct.
Okay, Deuce never answered this question really good. So what's, I mean, keep it $1,000 with us. What is good with Spine Hitters? Because he praises them, but I never really hear the information about them. Who are the people involved with Spine Hitters, and you know, where are they at? I mean, what's happening with them? Because I mean, it's always Spine Hitters. That's my mob right there.
So Spine Hitters originally, you know, consisted of a producers group, right? So Bread, Ryan Adams, Facebook, Spy Bread, I think, is IG and everything else for him. But Bread is the backbone of the, you know, Spine Hitters tag. That's no pun intended.
Right.
But yeah. But yeah, so you know, Bread, Spine Hitters, the name came from, you know, he was shot, you know, so he's ended up being paralyzed, bullet, spine hitters. You know, that's, and me and Bread, we grew up on the same street, you know what I mean, from Yay High.
What street was that?
Over in Suitland, Houston Street.
You said over, that's down the street.
Yeah, that's over down, you know, left, you know. But yeah, Suitland, Houston Street, you know, Rush Town. And you know, so me and Bread linked up maybe 01, like far as musically, like maybe 01, 02 years, man. Them years is racking up right now. But anyway, man, you know, producers, so they've been behind, I mean, pretty much any hip hop artist that you've heard in the city has been through Spine Hitters. I'm gonna say anybody who has had any influence in the music, Spine Hitters, is they've either recorded, had production, you know, just it's a affiliation. It's, you know, probably the biggest homegrown studio aside out of the, you know, the huge manufactured studios, you know, because this is you know, Bread's, this is his place of living as well. So everybody, I mean, Oi Boys, Raheem Devon, I mean, then you got major acts, you know, like Paul Wall, Pastor Troy. I mean, it's a long list. They've been working, you know, it's you've heard him, he praises them for a good reason. Yeah, dope producer group. And so Spine Hitters, as far as musically as an artist, I was kind of like the flagship artist, you know, for Spine Hitters. So that's how that went on. And, you know, we just had, you know, crew, all I'll be here forever talking about spine hitters. You got artist Caddy Mac. You familiar with Caddy?
Of course.
Caddy,
Prime
Caddy's
Time.
with Prime Time. So Caddy, that was my, you know, whew, man, Caddy got at least probably about 20 records together.
That's what's crazy about Caddy, because I hear him with Prime Time, and every time I hear him, I just don't hear a go-go artist that's in him. You know, I hear him as a studio artist, and that's no shade. It's just like I want to hear that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because I just think that's where his shine is truly is. I never heard him in the studio, but hear him on stage, I know he will kill a record.
Man, so and that's always been the thing, right? So that was the interesting part when I had first met Deuces. You was talking about as far as rap artists and go-go. It's like, it's real touchy, so I don't want to get too much into
No.
it.
This is what we do here. So, because that's where I was going next with that. That was my lead to that.
Because it's like,
and
it's
sis, like,
different.
she ready to hop on that too.
It's different. It's very different. Like, just if we just go for the simple portion of the way it's EQ'd when you listening to an artist at the go-go, you can't hear any words that you really can't hear. You don't really go to a go-go to hear the rapper rap. Like you can pick out a bar, 2 bars, 3 bars at the most out of a whole verse, because you can't, just the way it's EQ, the lead talker's mic is here.
Right.
You can hear it, but the 2 mic isn't as popping, and it's everything's underneath the music. Whereas, hip hop studio, you sit on top of the music. Mm-hmm. So it's a difference in that. And then it's so I guess because of that, a lot of the go-go artists aren't really heavy on, oh my God, like we about to, but it's not you're not looking, it's not really lyric, it's not lyrically based. It's based on, catching that beat and just, driving in, it's your voice and your inflections and your tones, what I mean? It's not like if you were to drop the music and just listen a cappella, you're not gonna be like, oh, he's the most lyrical. Right. So that's why you're saying with Caddy, as far as go-go, and rappers, like I would be hard pressed to put somebody and say, oh yeah, they can stick with Caddy just rapping, because Caddy really, he's been in that, we call it Camp Crystal Lake down at the stew. So
Crystal Lake.
Yeah, Camp Crystal Lake. Like you gotta, if you're not coming serious, if you're not coming real, like bar for bar lyrics down there, you might as well just go ahead and. Because you got real artists and lyricists down there. What you got over there?
Hey, look, she look like she ready to get on some Alpo. She ready to bite.
No, because I always talk about how people say go-go artists, go-go artists, go-go artists, and I always bring it up that the fact that Scooby probably put it the best I've ever heard. He be like, call me what you want to call me, go-go singer, R&B singer, shooby singer, whatever. But you and me, we can stand on the stage and go toe to toe. So it's
see, Scooby dope. Too.
Yeah, so it's the thing about how people say, what I'm saying, call me a go-go singer. Like he was like, I own that. You know what I'm saying? He kind of owns it because it's like whatever you call me.
Long as you call me.
Long as you call me. And when we get on the stage, you gonna see what I can do, type of thing. So when the people do like, oh shit, go-go singer, and then we see national artists attempt to sing like with the go-go beat behind it, and it's very few that are successful.
Yeah, it's a merge. It's a merge you gotta have.
Yeah, so I kind of look at it as I definitely understand what you're saying as far as the lyrical point behind it versus what's been done in the past. Right. But I think a lot of the two didn't even used to be a rapper. Then it just used to be like the hype man. Yeah. So he really didn't have any skill at all. But come on, say what? But it's like people like 32 and people like that brought that position to that brought that position to the
forefront.
Yeah, they rap too. So now they not just twos, they rappers like you the rapper. Mm-hmm. So you the number 2, you the rapper. It's like all built in one. Right. So you're kind of lacking if you are a number 2 and you don't rap.
I mean, but it's so many. It's passes, right? Because you look a lot of them are rapping the lyrics
to somebody else's song.
So
yeah,
you're perfecting.
That's a go rapper.
Yeah, right.
That's a go rapper.
So, I for me, and this is what I always respected about Deuce. He was rapping songs. It'd be a song, but he would put his own lyrics in it. You know what I mean? So you gotta respect
the melody
will
be there, but it's just like
it's
he ain't
lyrics.
saying that
I'm not really here to just repeat everything.
Right, and that's what I would constitute a go rapper. Right. Somebody that's rapping somebody else's songs.
You know what? That's a little hypocritical coming from you because I'm just telling you straight up. No, this is my sis.
It's serious over here, man.
No, this how we do. This how we do because she. I mean, we just got finished getting on certain people who's been on this show that feel a certain kind of way about being called or being stereotyped. All right, and whether they're in the studio or they could perform in go-go or shoot, the best of them doing both well.
Indeed.
All right, i.e. her folks. Kill
Who's
is
her folks.
Kill.
Yeah.
And he's killer for a reason.
I got a record. Dang, we gonna.
Hey, look, hey Slim. I may be handicapped, but we can go.
Sit down. All right, don't stand up.
Hey, look, him in that chair. Nico 1 chair 0.
But I mean, I say that because being called a go-go rapper is, I'm not comfortable with
I don't like that either. That's why I was like,
if you a rapper,
I didn't want to get too deep into that because I know that's touchy for people because
we're not worried about feelings up in here. We don't do feelings in here.
There's no feelings.
No, we don't do that up in here.
Like you were saying, we'll use Caddy for instance because that's my man. So he ain't gonna ever take anything personal. But for him, he don't get the shine that he deserves.
Definitely not.
No,
and it's not because of his skill set. It's because of his
environment.
Exactly.
Right. I promise. One of my favorite rappers. For Caddy has style, swag, and lyrics on top of it. So typically, for me, he reminds me of a he has a southern feel because he has that.
Oh yeah.
But it's still lyrical.
Well, I always thought go-go held him back. Personally, I always felt that way. I mean, for certain artists, like for you, keep it 1,000. When I first heard you rapping on top of go-go at the Blue, I was like, oh no, he's out of his element.
Yeah, he's not a go-go.
He's out of his element.
I already say he's not a go-go.
And I could tell you knew that because you was frustrated with the situation. These damn monitors.
That's the first time.
Turn around
Yeah. I had to, but see, and that's the funny part. So I learned, to get back to your original question, learning from Deuce, it's so much, man. We only got, but as far as go-go, right? I grew up go-go, love go-go. I was heavy junkyard, backyard. So funny because a lot of times, the only groovers I listened to was I know you the go-goologist. Is it Straight Out the Basement or something?
What the first one?
Yeah.
That's the first one.
That's the only groovers they used to play that at the at our school dances.
Right.
Booty call, we made the joke trying to
right.
And it's funny because even to the day, sometimes that would come on. It's probably ended about a year ago, but
Booty Call is actually on NEG Jams. But go ahead.
Okay, see, there you go, there you go. But with the dig dug.
Oh, that's Hey Ho.
Yeah. They used to play. Yeah. I think they just put the CD in and let it rock out. And a lot of that stuff, I didn't even realize that was Deuce. We out hanging. I was like, yeah, that's you. Right. I said, man, so I never really. I was a fan.
He was a lot more humble back then.
He was a lot more.
Hey,
look. We ain't gonna say nothing we wouldn't say in front of him if he's sitting right here. He know what it is. That's my man.
He calm compared to this one over here.
Oh
man, don't look at the face. Don't let it.
Oh, I love it.
Don't let it fool
I love it.
The
smooth taste thing.
Yeah, man. But I forgot where I was going to in that, but. Anyway, so listening to I was back junkyard fans of that, and just watching, just coming up and just seeing just the whole go. I loved everything about it, but my first time coming to the stage, and it's man, I'm used to going to first off, I'm used to sound checks and all this and getting on, and I'm used to being able to hear myself, and typically when you grab the mic from somebody, you got the low mic, you can't hear yourself in the mic.
Right.
So I had to kind of get you. And I don't even know how they even got voices, man, because they scream.
Right.
You gotta scream.
Right.
So, so it's a respect. I respect the craft, period, how it is. But I learned from Deuce just certain things, just how to maneuver in that environment. One, he's like, young, when you come in, because every time I was coming to the show, they'd be like, hey, Mo, come on. He said, when you come in here, be ready to get on the stage at all time. Always, never come unprepared. Just little tidbits like that. So every time he comes somewhere, even if he has no plan on going on, mentally, he's already running a checklist in his head on what's happening. And I had to get there mentally, the same way. So a lot of little tidbits with that, but yeah, I don't even remember that Blue show you showing, but I'm sure it got better after that.
I remember.
I'm sure it got better.
Where did the name Mo Chips come from?
Mo Chips, interesting. So Mo Chips, the name came kind of just in the neighborhood, right? It was just Mo Chips. I can't really tell you. I want to say something like, yeah, I was getting all this money.
Right.
Mo Chips. I want to say something cool like that, but I don't know. I can't even tell you. But when I went into start doing music, I was just like, you know what? I'm stay with. I try to keep it as authentic as possible with me with music. So that was my name. So I just went Mo Chips, and I acronymed it out in the calm-headed and pressure situations.
Okay.
But that just was a vibe. That's always been my vibe. Right. But yeah, I can't give it nothing spectacular like that.
Have you ever heard? Because I know one of my perceptions, and probably not just the only person, but have you ever heard that? Oh, he ain't from here. He from New York. I always thought you was from like New York.
That's funny.
You never heard that? Like nobody's ever.
And I can go with that because when I first met you, I didn't think you
was from here.
Yeah. That's funny. Nah.
And your fashion was low.
Yeah, it was all green.
Right.
Like you like your favorite color green. I'm just like,
what are you?
Right,
do that.
I'm gonna tell you. I've heard New York. I've heard Philly.
Yeah,
Philly.
I can go with
Philly was the word.
I can go with Philly. Yeah, I can go with Philly.
I've heard all of them, and typically, what would happen was like, when people heard me rap, they was like, oh, you don't rap like you from here.
Okay.
And that was, I got what they saying, but I couldn't go there because that was disrespectful to all the artists that from here that are dope.
Right.
Because they would, the reason would be like, they was trying to disrespect DC artists, is in the sense of like DC artists they aren't lyrical. So you know what I mean. So I kind of took it to, it was that dichotomy of, oh, you're big up in me, but you're dissing my city. So I'm not. I couldn't fool with it. So I've heard a whole lot of different things in that respect. But me, I'm gonna tell you why a lot of people from here, you can just tell. And I hate to say it, but it's like if you haven't really been anywhere else in your younger years, right? I mean, once you get set in your ways and you're this way, you can go anywhere, and you just. But I've just been around, like musically and stuff like that. So you influence. That's just pretty. You influenced by music. You influenced by style, culture, hip hop. Like I just quick story. I just came from Thailand like a few months ago. Okay.
Thailand?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, if you know how hard they go, I say this so funny, like VA goes hard for hip hop. Like VA, when you take a go VA, deep VA, they party like it's 90s in DC.
Yeah.
They go super hard for hip hop.
All day, right.
They go hard, they go super hard for go-go and VA. Asia, Southeast Asia, they go hard for hip hop. Like they have embraced the culture to the fact that they are still breakdancing and bebop and all of
we
that.
talked about that with DJ Cool.
It's huge. So that's all. It's that influence, man. If you haven't, once you different places, man, you get that influence.
And I don't think it was me per se as far as lyrically. I thought you were for somewhere else. It was just because being on the go-go scene for so long, and then like you showing up and like, damn.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where he been?
Right.
He ain't from here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't be from here. It wasn't the fact,
like, I was always in the crowd. In the cut somewhere. Like, I was in the cut, you know what I mean? With the we in there doing all this. That's where I was at. Then it just flipped to the other side.
Right, and it was like, dang, he can't be from here. Because, like, why you just showing up?
Actually, I caught that because I was very, very quiet when I was younger. And I was just observing because my cousin and them was the ones that was out doing all that wild stuff, you know. So I was the laid back, chill one, And you know, I used to hit the little spots with them, and it was like Bill says it all the time. I don't remember seeing you because I was a nigga, the person standing by. The person standing back by the PA board,
Right.
that type of thing.
Just
you know,
looking,
and not only that, I used to
right.
like to talk to management.
Right.
That was in my head. You know, all the managers knew me.
Yeah.
You know, people, sound men, and people like that. That's who I used to talk to. You know, and I didn't really get into the band members till much later on.
Right.
You know, when I came back from the service, that's when I really started talking to the band members.
Right.
When I was younger, I was just really observing. You know, just hang back. I didn't do a whole bunch of partying and, you know, and dancing with the girls and all that type of stuff. I was just sitting back chilling, watching what was happening. And then when I went over, when I first went to California, actually Denver, when I was in tech school, when I went there, I just felt like unleashing. Just something, I'm away from home, let me cut loose.
Right.
And then when
you got, because you feel like you representing for
Yeah.
Right.
I'm the one. I'm the king.
It
Right.
didn't matter, like you said, when I've heard that before, but when I go somewhere else and they hear me talk, they be like, oh, you from they hitting Youngs
Right,
and all that
right.
jokes.
Right.
You know,
Right.
well, you know, when we go somewhere else, they think we from down south. They
Right,
always tell
yeah,
us
they
Right.
country. We
Exactly.
country. We
Right.
country. Below the Mason
Like,
Dixon,
damn.
we country.
So, but when I get
Yeah.
here, you know, it's like people, like you said, see, and I was like, you know, I take it for what it's worth. You know what I mean? I take it for what it's worth.
And that's exactly what happened when I went to a boot camp. I went down there wearing a Georgetown starter, and that was my nickname from then on. Everybody, Georgetown, get over here, Georgetown. I mean,
You know you can't get rid of no nickname.
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It was Georgetown from then on, from boot camp to when I went to tech school. And so that's all they knew. So it was a representation of home
Yeah.
when you're away.
I mean, when I lived in Denver, I was called. They called me DC.
Yeah. Well, you was living in Denver?
Yeah, I lived in
That's
Denver.
that's
My
what
father-
that's what I'm talking about. My
lived in
Texas
Denver,
schools.
yeah.
That's what's up.
Before or after
The weed?
the weed?
I was before.
Before, yeah, long.
I went to
before.
high school. I went to high school for
Oh,
1
okay.
year. My father lived in Denver, so I went to high school 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Man, I went to high school with Chauncey Billups when they was winning the tournaments and all that
Wow,
stuff.
wow.
And I used to be like, deep, lived in the same neighborhood, played at the same rec.
Tell Chauncey send you
All
some
that.
tickets or something.
Chauncey out the league.
Yeah, he still got, he still,
Plug,
yeah,
he
of
still
course,
plug. He still plug.
of course.
And did you know that the same man that designed DC designed Denver? Benjamin Banneker. That's right. That's
I
right.
didn't know that.
If you think
Build it
about
up a mile high.
Benjamin Banneker.
if you think about how it's set up in
Denver.
Denver, it's set up the same way. The way they lay it out, it's laid out the same way.
Other than they have the a weed spot on every corner now.
Well,
Other than that.
He ain't designed that.
He ain't designed
I haven't been in Denver since
Old
'87.
old churches, old weed
It was crazy.
dispensaries now.
In '87, the Jerry Curl was out, and they were still popping them joints.
They still got them Jones.
They still get.
Denver is the most multicultural place I've ever. It's a melting pot.
Oh, it's in the middle of the country.
Russian, Asian, Mexican, Puerto Rican. It's a
never-
melting pot.
I don't think I've ever been to Denver. Now I'm thinking about it.
Go there in 411. Go there.
Yeah,
go
you're like
411.
Denver.
That's not 4.
For what is it? 49? What is it? I don't smoke. You can tell that.
420.
420.
411.
411.
Information.
That's information, right?
411.
It's not 411.
That's crazy.
What is it?
I'll tell you what. When we come back from this break right here, we gonna play some I believe it's a Spine Hitters track.
Okay.
This may be. You'll let me know if it isn't. That's for sure.
I'll pretty much
So,
that for you.
and when we come back, we're gonna talk about what you or Team 32 WTTS has going on tomorrow night in Fort Wash at the Den. And we're gonna get into
Mill gonna tell us all about it. We're gonna let, because Mill, she does this part.
This
part I'm good at, the music. She do the.
Hey, look, this queen over here is looking to roll, and I know she's gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So keep it locked right here on GoGo Radio Live, Win DC Radio, all wrapped up in GoWin.media. You're tuned into the GoWin Radio Show right here. I'm Nico the Gogoologist, and she is.
Go ahead and say it, Nico. You've been saying it all day.
No, I like it when you say just.
I'm Miss Lady.
Ah, that's so dry. Put some milk on that.
No, I ain't gonna say I'm Miss Lady like you be saying it. He's selling cars. I already told you. We gonna have to figure this out.
That's right. I mean, look, we trying to get ad money up in this joint. You know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Keep it locked right here.
Uptown, check. Southside, check. Southwest, check. Northeast, check. Shouts out all over the globe, but these DC boys record remix. Hey, we eating good, man.
cherish the moment. Caddy Mac,
without your
boy,
highness.
boy, Booby, 32,
that
Mo
king.
Chips.
Okay, man. Yeah, I'm back in the booth again with Deuce again. This you know who again? Mr. MC Ripper, yeah, I'm chewing them. Mo sicker, I got more I chew than him. It's that pneumonia flow, y'all just flew to him. And that last award show was so fluke to him. Oi, to my boy Don chewing them. Spine hitters, anti-war is the move I'm in. Chips, take trips across the blue again. Even MCs overseas know who I am. The way I take off,
and touchdown,
take off,
and touchdown,
take off,
and touchdown.
I frequently fly in the hood near you in the blink of an eye. Woods full of PU. Watch a chink of my eyes, geek up the ride. Now I slide on them deep shoes. Don't blow me in my zone, stay out my 3, 2.
Dirty Farm, check. Saratoga, check.
Rush Town, check.
Savannah Turns, check. Shots out all over the globe, but these DC boys, man, we ready to blow.
Pop, yes, check.
Lincoln Heights, check.
G-Boat, check.
Sugar Dollar, check.
Shots out all over the globe, but these DC boys, yeah, we running the show.
Okay, it's the youngin', hotter than the oven, fresher than the mug, getting girls by the dozen. Some of them be cousins, but it don't even matter, cause them DMV chickies go hard for the cat. DC fitted when you see me flippin'. I drove for the low, so I'm seaweed trippin'. The way that I'm lit, got them scared to test it. Hey Deuce, take a whip, that ass a rare essence. I'm a DC dude by my 992s. My face been on the tube, my name was on the news. I don't rep no red, I don't rep no blue, but I wear that orange, that's that one-way crew. You talking money, got plenty. Never see Booby in them jeans all skinny. How long will this last when the song come on? How the hell you gon' dance? I know you don't have a weapon, no cash in the pants. Oh, MLK, check.
Pete Walk, check. 500, check. Spine hitters, check. Shots out all over the globe, but these DC boys, yeah, we running the show.
1-4, check.
River Turns, check.
Livingston Road, check.
640, check.
Shots out all over the globe, but 32 Deuce, man, we look. Well, I'm a DC boy, which means I drive big toys. No black label in the stores. Keep it hardcore, never speaking metaphors. Hit the block, fly, pop bottles with the boys. If you peep my crew, I'm the dude with his hat cocked back. 16 cars hanging on my six-pack. Got more hits than a Burry Bones bet. Man, you gotta love that. What's really good? I'ma show you what's really good when I'm banging out tracks like I should. And I'm always in the hood, giving up freedom of speech, cause I keep my waist deep like Game and Tyrese. Yeah. Mommy ready for the big payday, so she showed me the movies like she from one way. I'm the new Baskin Robbins with 32 flavors. I accessorize the club like lettuce and tomatoes.
Geraldine, check.
Trinidad, check.
KDY, check.
Johnny Boys, check.
Shots out all over the globe, but these DC boys, yeah, we running the show.
Stone Ridge, check.
Backwoods, check.
Montana, check.
6th Street, check.
Shots out all over the globe, but these DC boys, man, we ready to blow. Remix. Man, I'm on my Bernie Mac right now. I ain't scared of you, motherfucker. Remix.
For the kids.
Remix.
Yeah. We back. That's my MC voice, you know. Yeah. Listen, before I get beat up about 411, I asked a question off the air that I thought I asked on the air. I made a suggestive question, I guess. But your it's that 411, man. That pack. But is your favorite color green? And if it is, what's the significance behind that? Because like everything, like flyers and things of that nature, if you're hosting a party or birthdays, and it's just always say like wear green.
Yeah. I mean green. Let me get on my bad. I get on this mic.
Pull up to
so
that bumper.
Anyway, green. Yeah, I mean it's just was my color. It. I think I ended up, like same way with Mo Chips. I ended up digging in afterwards. I didn't know why, but the color green is like for the eyes the most visible color, the spectrum of green. Also, green is life, right? Trees and everything, green is life. So, and just the meaning of it is that, life and rebirth and, just health and, so, I don't know, it just stuck. I guess, like a woman, right? The first thing you see is her. I don't know how smart and everything she is. I figured that out afterwards.
Right.
You see the woman. So that's how green was for me. It was my woman and I figured her out afterwards.
I mean, has it always been like that as a kid, or it was just Like,
was it a creative type of thing that developed in you?
That's a good question, man. I'm trying to think far back, man. That 411. But I think that as long as I can remember, you know, man, it's just always been green. As long as I can remember.
Okay.
Hey, at the Smokers joint this year, we gonna make them shirts and go up in that joint.
And look, but
we got that 411.
No, but listen, that's my father's birthday, so that's why I said April 11th is his birthday. My father, he lived in Denver. No, I'm just saying he lived in Denver, and I was saying go to Denver, and I'm like 411. You can tell that I do not partake because I would never forget. You can tell he said that ain't 411. Well,
it
what
didn't sound right. It didn't sound right. Somebody told me before prior that it might have been 420.
Yeah.
Well, look, let me ask you, man. We having a ball in here. Thank you for tuning into the GoWin Radio Show. We got my main man Mo Chips in here and the lovely, lovely Miss Amelia Chase.
Amelia Ellis. Chase is just a Facebook name.
Oh.
But Amelia Ellis.
Okay, well,
same last
thank you
name.
for finally correcting me. We appreciate that. And so, tell us straight up, how did your relationship with 32 develop and grow? And this goes for both of you. I mean, obviously for you, but by you being his sisters, it's a little easier of a transition. But how did this WTTS come evolved?
You want to take that?
You can start it off.
I can start it. Okay, so for me with the WTTS, you know, first off, anything that Brad doing, if I can help out, I'm going to help out. So that's just, you know, the first thing. So with the WTTS portion and him getting incorporated and the LLC with all of that, that was his manager and I don't got the letters right, which is she the CFO.
She's the CFO.
Yeah, CFO.
Chief Financial Officer.
Yeah, she was the CFO. And so she pretty much kind of galvanized the troops, got Amelia on deck. And, you know, with me, I was telling her I couldn't. I'm kind of in this Nikki.
Proctor Walden.
Thank you.
You told her talk.
Yeah.
You told her to take it.
No, I needed her to take it. I was about to say something totally different. But nah, yeah, Nikki Proctor Walden.
Shout out Nikki.
Shout out Nikki, definitely. So she kind of galvanized the troops and all of that. And so for me, I'm more so of a consultant side because, you know, the level of effort that Amelia and Nikki put in, I don't have that many hours in a day. Like you talking about work, they put in work, and I wouldn't want to, you know, do bruh a disservice. 32, I wouldn't want to do 32 a disservice by not being able to put in that same amount of effort on a daily basis. Right. So for me, I'm coming in, you know, projects. I can help out for, you know, kind of project consultant, contracting out situations.
You need me?
Like
Okay.
Need me? I got you.
Right,
you know
I got you. Right.
And but you know, that for us, that goes across. Has nothing way before music. You know what I mean? Exactly. It's just life. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at in it. But so, you know, with the whole WTTS, man, it's just a entity where, you know, entertainment conglomerate, I guess I say. You know, it's not, I wouldn't put I feel like to box it in, you know what I mean, to box it in, oh yeah, we throwing parties or this, you know, because it's working with his management. You know, he's been doing his hosting thing, and he's trying to take his hosting to, like he said, he was trying to do the Grammys, you know, so he's trying to take his hosting and all, like, that's, you know, you 30 some odd years in. Any other job, you 30 some odd years in, you retired. You know what I mean? With plaques on the wall.
Right.
30 some odd years in the entertainment, you've been a star for 30 some odd years in a culture, in a music genre that's legendary for our area. Like you gotta try to transcend and take that to new heights. So, you know, I'm all for whatever it is he's trying to do with that. Mill, she let her. It's gonna get real.
Come on, Queen. Tell us about your influence with the whole WTTS and how it became what it is today.
Well, for me, honestly, it was just a phone call. I got a phone call from my brother one day, and, you know, the first thing he asked me when I said hello was, how serious do you take Team 32? And I answered him you know, my answer was as serious as your vision is to get to wherever it is that we need to go. And I think from there I took it on, I own it a little bit more because he is my brother and this is his brand. And, you know, I do understand and feel like I know and I appreciate what he's done, and I want to see him achieve and do bigger and better things. So I take my position as the assistant manager for Team 32 very serious, because I'm a reflection of him. If, you know, no offense to nobody else, but if nobody's a reflection, I am, because we're blood. So I think for me, that's how I got started, and I took it and I kind of ran with it.
Well, I feel like I already know the answer to this, but maybe you can elaborate on it a little bit more. How did the whole Team 32 concept come together?
So Team 32, if I'm gathering it right, came from support. I think from my brother's eyes, or from my brother's standpoint, he has a set of supporters, and they're a part of the team. There's Sherry Williams, who handles our promotion, the twins, Lindsay and Lawan, who they're our co-directors of social media. And if I could say it right, I can't talk for him, but if I could put it into the best terms, it's Team 32 is a part of any and everything that he did, and not necessarily go from softball to Carter, which is his youngest son. It was just a support of, no matter what he did, there were certain people always willing to ride for him no matter what. And I think from there is where he got the idea of Team 32. No matter what 32 is doing, he has a team behind him,
which is logical, you know, for anybody. You know?
Well, this may be counteractive, but do you feel like because his entertainment career has started in a team business, and that's being in a band, do you feel like that's a little off-putting sometimes when people say, my supporters, my supporters?
What do you mean by off-putting is in the sense?
Well, because when you in a band, it should be all about us. You know, we're a family. You know, we do this together, we do that together. Everything's family oriented. But and the reason why I'm asking this, because I know, and I'm sure, you know, maybe you've heard, I know Miss Lady's heard, like there's some people in the band industry are a little off put by that, because they're like, well, look, dog, you know, you kind of making yourself bigger than everybody else.
No, I ain't team. And I get that. Right. And I would say only reason I would take a step back from that is because you've been in different bands, right? So you have people that come follow you to different bands.
Exactly.
So you know you got the and premier, you know what I mean, premier bands. Not like, you know, you wasn't in all the ABC bands. You know what I mean? Again, I don't want to start I learned about the touchy. Look, I learned about the touchiness of the culture, man. The culture's touchy. I'm an outsider, so you know what I mean. I straddle.
But you don't have to worry about this in these confines.
I get it. But you know, so you've been in the premier bands, the JYs, the Northeast Groovers, the Rare Essences, Essences.
Right.
So, but anyway, so I guess when you say your supporters is the people who have traveled with you from band to band. So I guess in that sense, but I'm sure, you know, especially being we learned this young in sports about the Iron team. So, you know, he's in the sports heavy softball and all that. So I'm sure it's not a thing where he doesn't understand, you know, the group, the whole. He doesn't respect the whole of it and not isolating himself as an eye.
Well, I'm glad you're able to speak on that, because it can be a little coming from Deuce sometimes. Well, not even sometimes. People can look at it as like, oh, okay, there you go. You know what I mean? So I want to hear from the managerial point of view, from the outside looking in. So
well, Amelia explained it perfectly, because she said from softball, his son, no matter what he did outside of go-go, you have those same people that, and then, you know, go-go, we already talked about how go-go and rap are very different. So you have the people that buy his album, you have the people that come to things that's not related to go-go just because he's hosting and has nothing to do with a band that they've ever been to see. those are Team 32 people. You be like, because if I don't play in that band no more, you don't go no more.
Yeah.
They don't even like the band because he in it. You know, you have those people. They coming.
That sugar honey iced tea. They
Yeah,
wanna hear him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so you know whether it's bowling, you know, any of that stuff.
I mean,
you
and
know?
not to get arrogant about the situation because he is my brother. I just think that when you're 30 years plus in, I think that he has built the opportunity to say my followers. I think that he's he's put himself in a position to where he can say my followers, my supporters, my fans. With being the youngest, I have 6 sisters. So with being the youngest, I couldn't come out and see him. 6 of us. I couldn't come out and see him until I turned 21. There was no, let me slide you in. No, It was like, if you're not old enough to get in, then you can't get in. And from there, I've been in almost every, from Rare Essence to the Mix to, so I've seen the support of people from, the same people that's in the go-go are in his softball or, dapping me up from the crowd or have came to baby showers or have been in hosting gigs for him. So, I mean, again, not to sound arrogant about it, but I think that he's definitely put himself in a position to where he can say that he has his own set of followers.
Well, like I said, I felt like I already knew it. I'm saying this, or I'm asking this for the purpose of our listeners, because I already know. I kind of like poll or get the temperature of the water prior to interviews. So it's easy for me to ask Deuce, certain questions, but when the people that are working around him, you wanna really get their vibe of the situation. So, Miss Chase. Oh no, I'm sorry, Miss Alice.
Miss Alice.
Hey, look, you got me. Oh,
that Facebook.
Same last name.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart.
It's green.
That's a co-op. I said, what is that? I've never
so Candy Dry, holla at him.
No.
Tell us about what we got coming up tomorrow night at the Den, Fort Washington, Maryland. We got something a little bit different.
We do.
And I'd like for you. I don't know, Mo. Do you want to intro it, because this is kind of like off your back a little bit.
I'll speak to let her introduction. I'll let you know my.
All right. So tell us about this event that you got coming up.
So tomorrow, we're going to be doing a poetry night. It is going to be at Fort Washington. It is going to be at the Den, 9400 Livingston Road. Doors will open at 6. Poetry will start at 7. And then we do have Mo Chips performing. So there's a little bit of everything going on from the night event per se. I have partnered up with Paramount Hookah. They're going to come in and do their thing. I think hookah adds a different element. The reason why I decided to do this, or we as Team 32 decided to go with this poetry event, is because I think it just brings a different vibe to the go-go scene. And originally it was supposed to be a go-go, full go-go vibe, but we'll get back to that. We also have vendors coming out, so we'll have candle vendor, a shea butter vendor. We'll have a live band.
Yeah. I mean, we got hookah. What? We
got
hookah.
Got 411.
We do got hookah.
Right.
That's it, right?
We got 411.
Well, let me ask you this, because why the detour to a poetry night from the go-go night?
So I took the whole Team 32 and us trying to revamp, right? I think, me personally, I respect the supporters that my brother has, but in my mind, I felt like to start to climb the mountain, to get to a certain level, we need to start addressing and reaching a certain type of audience. So I thought that poetry.
And what made that audience be?
Just a crowd outside of the regular go-go. Okay. Just a diverse crowd. So I thought doing poetry, a poetry night would bring a soft touch to Team 32 and what it is that we're about and what it is that my brother is about. I thought that it would bring a different vibe to him, because being on the mic, he's very, rah, rah, rah. He's very loud spoken. So I thought poetry would kind of tone it down to get people to look at him in a different mindset or a different tone when it comes to his brand or building his brand or revamping his brand. I thought poetry was the best way to do it, to show people who we are as Team 32 and that we are trying to grow and we are trying to develop and be innovative with what it is that we do. And it's not just always based around a go-go theme or a go-go module.
So is this your traditional poetry? Because Mo, do you do poetry yourself, or is it spoken word?
So do I do poetry myself? So
he's a lyricist.
Yeah. So rap. The acronym of rap is rhythm and poetry, right? So that's where it should be with the lyricism and all of that. So have I ever done a spoken word? I think I did one. So. It was a spoken word thing, and I went up there, and he was like, "Yeah, you can do it." So I went up there, kind of like freestyled a spoken word. I think it was like, y'all been to spoken word before,
Yes.
And a lot spoken words events tend to, I hate the box stuff in, but they tend to have a lot of cultural pieces, or either a lot of strong black unity pieces. You have a lot of women bashing pieces. You have some funny pieces, and it's just depending who's speaking. So, and it's a lot of sexuality pieces.
Right.
So I went in there, so I did one, I think it was called like Pop My Cherry or something, but I was popping my cherry in the poetry. Made it, I don't remember it now, but that's the only time I've ever done a spoken word piece. But I was thinking about doing one for this event, but then eventually we ended up adding the musical, the unplugged musical performance, which was something that
with a little roots vibe to it.
So that's for me, that's the angle that I wanted to take for me musically, like getting from behind. Like the last couple, since I had my daughter, I've been kind of behind the scenes, mainly writing, doing placements and shopping music versus actually being in front of the mic on stage. But me getting back on the mic on stage and everything, I have a love-hate relationship with rap and hip hop sometimes. So, just a lot of it's a lot of fluff. Which gets promoted. Like what's being promoted by the business and the masses is a lot of the fluff. So I kind of, I have that love-hate with that. But what I wanted to do is, because of my love of go-go and my love of hip-hop and what I've always wanted to see from go-go, I wanted to do something like that, like you said, with a roots feel, like Roots meets DC. You know what I mean? So, you got that live, we the home of that live sound, that live DC swing. But I wanted to, bring in the main culture of hip hop into it, and see how I can make that work. So that's what I'm that's the feel where like I said before, when you're in the go-go, all of the musicians or the new rapper, whatever, they're under the music. Now you're getting that with it being on top of the music, where you can hear the lyrics, where the lyrics still matter. So is
everybody going to be doing that? That's just your unplugged?
No, that's just my unplugged performance.
Okay.
That we doing that on. So I'm, I haven't really gave a name to the whole, I was flirting with Follow the Flow. I was flirting with that as a name for that whole experience.
Segment, okay.
Yeah, for what I'm trying to do, because it's for me, I'm kind of almost just premiering this at the Team 32 Amelia's poetry event. I'm kind of just debuting that there, but this is something that, aside from this, that I'm going to, that I'm continuing. That This is going to be me, so you probably see me at more events this coming in the spring and the summer. Like, definitely, I tend to work out and come back in because, so I tend to, because I've done a lot more, I feel like, outside of the city than I have in the city. So I'll probably do more shows starting outside the city, but I think that I still, because it's not going to lose the go-go, I'm still going to have somebody on the congas. And I may still bring in,
Bring a cello. You got a cello?
A cello.
Yes.
No, I don't have a cello.
Gotta get a cello.
I love.
When I think of like poetry, I mean, like lyricism and live band, I always think of like unorthodox instruments.
Like
like the violin, but the cello.
It'd be dope.
Like instead of a bass player, you got it.
The roots,
upright bass.
So like the
upright
Roots,
bass.
right? I do the Roots picnic all the time. You know what I mean? They did one last year in New York, where they're kind of the background for everybody. But I mean, there's so many like dope bands that you've never even heard of, and they put a lot like Go. The only musician that we emphasized ever in Go was the Congo player. You all by yourself.
And the drummer. Yeah.
The drummer, not as much as the Congo player though. You think? Well, you the go-goologist.
Yeah, the
Well,
drummer.
I mean, we talked about that the other day.
the drummer was first.
Yes,
And
the
then-
drum.
that was before my time.
The drummer is the heartbeat of the music.
drummer is
No,
the
I
heartbeat.
always.
Yeah.
But all I remember was, man, and it's so funny because that's that 331.96. That was my love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That
T-Bob.
smoke you, but
Yeah,
that smoke and
Right.
smoking. Who was it? Wink and
Wink.
Smoke, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
So they, that was the you by yourself. Then it was I never, people gonna hate me because I didn't listen to Rare Essence until I went with Deuce. I was like, this is not my music.
It's
You know
not.
what I
It's
mean?
not your.
Yeah,
it's
it
not
wasn't
your.
my-
Your
it wasn't my
age.
bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your.
I'm like,
Yeah. It
this
wasn't my
wasn't
time. I was junkyard, so I don't care who said.
JY back. I was uptown,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Before I came on this side, so it was
Right.
backyard.
Yeah.
But I never really. That wasn't for me, you know what I mean? But all I ever heard was I never heard it, you know what I mean? Like
The solos.
stomp,
that come,
like
yeah.
you by yourself, stomp or buggy, you know what I mean? I never heard that.
Right.
So I guess that you said that was before.
Right.
I used to be okay, yeah. I never heard that. But the Congo player. But anyway, I was saying that up there they feature all the. Man, I seen this guy on an MPC, right?
Yeah.
He just was do.
Yeah.
I mean, about 10 minutes. Shut the party down by itself.
The
10
root.
minutes.
He traveled. They have
Yeah.
one that travels with him now.
Absolutely.
And their trombone player, like, he just did a whole
goodness.
song with
Man.
like the trombone player.
And that's what I'm saying. It's the musicians, man. It's so many. So that's what I wanted. Somebody probably I
Right.
ain't gonna let nobody steal my whole
Right,
swag.
right,
but
right,
I want to.
It sound like you stealing somebody else's swag.
I'm stealing.
It's all good.
Absolutely.
It's enough out here for everybody.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Under the sun. So you're
Right.
absolutely
That's right.
right. But I want to feature all of that. Feature the musicians, and I want it to be hip hop, but I still want to. I want to keep that DC swag, the swing, the go-go swing to it. So, yeah.
So Miss Chase, so tell us.
Miss Alice.
Oh damn. You know what?
Same last name.
Cause he can't say Amelia. So you gotta say something.
No, I for whatever reason, I just like keeping it formal.
Right. Okay.
And I'm messing that up. So I apologize. Yeah, I'm just killing it. In a bad way, not in a good way. So tomorrow night, what exactly, for those who are planning to attend, or matter of fact, let's back it up a little bit. How can they attend? What do they need to do? Do they need to call, get tickets, go online to get tickets? What do they need to do?
So if you're interested in speaking, because we're going to segue. It is a poetry event featuring Mo Chips, but it is a poetry event. So if you're interested in coming through and speaking some poetry, contact me via my Instagram page, which is Gorge_Chase. That's spelled GORG_CHASE. Or you can send me a message via Facebook. My name on Facebook is Amelia Chase. And, that's how you register. And then in regards, we are on Eventbrite, right? So we're on Eventbrite under Poetry Night, featuring Mo Chips. You can purchase your tickets there. Tickets are only $10.
Only $10.
Or
how you getting paid?
Or just come.
Yeah.
Just pull up and hop out. As far as what to expect, so my vision, right, for this, and mind you, this is our first. So this is Team 32's first poetry event, right? So our vision is that you come relaxed from work, right? Because it starts at 6, and that you leave with a very open mind to upcoming events when it comes to Team 32. I want you guys to snap, clap, get engaged with the poets. There are going to be poets that are new, never did this before, so they're using our event as their platform, right? And we welcome them, and I want the people involved, or the people that are coming to welcome them. Again, we have the vibe of hookah. We will have food. There is a cat. You know, we will have vendors. We have an edibles vendor coming through. Again, oops, was I supposed to say that?
That's 411. That's 411.
411, right, 411. So that's the vision. The vibe is to give you a very swanky feel, right? The vibe is for you to walk in from the way I'm gonna have the lights dimmed, for you to walk in and be like, damn, like this. I'm so glad I came here. Like this is very,
it's gonna be a real
very
sexy
nice,
event.
a real sexy event. The band is amazing.
Can you give us some band members' names?
Some band members' names. I don't want to.
Okay.
You gotta come to find out.
You gotta come to find out.
I mean, it don't hurt to ask.
Yeah.
All right.
But the band members are musicians.
Oh yeah, nah,
they're musicians.
They make magic with music. Yeah, they make magic music.
411.
Yeah,
I feel a little bit
411.
better now. Thank you.
But yeah, the band members are full musicians, real musicians. These are not band members that we've picked out of the Home Depot crowd.
No,
we're standing
Yeah,
alongside.
the Home Depot.
These are full musicians that attend practices and just for this event,
It's the savage part.
And you know, they on their shit. If I could.
Nope. You can't
say
shit.
that.
No, sugar honey.
Well,
Iced tea.
Good job.
they're really good.
Yeah.
So you should come out.
Indeed, I
Well,
concur.
So one more time, let everybody know one last time how they can get in contact with you.
So you can get in contact with me again if you're interested in becoming a poet, or you want to get up and speak for a little bit. Contact me on my Instagram, which is Gorge_Chase, and that's spelled GORG_CHASE. Or you can reach out to me via Facebook. Feel free to send me a message. My Facebook name is Amelia Chase, spelled AMELIA.
Do y'all feel my pain now? Do y'all feel my pain? Everything is Chase, and I keep falling into that hole. I keep.
That's how we do. I see people in the street calling by their Facebook name all the time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's not even real names. It'd be like Watermelon Crusher. What's happening? You know, I don't know. I know you're on Facebook.
Right. So we appreciate y'all coming through. I guess, and sis, help me out with a little bit with this. It still feels like it's a little mystery to the event. You know what I mean?
That's the point.
Yeah, we want. That's what we want.
But see, one thing that we do know here, DC, these triggers don't like a lot of change.
Oh no.
So it's do you feel like you going swimming upstream a little bit?
Me personally?
Well, no. I want to.
Yeah.
I want to pose that question with Miss Ellis.
Yeah.
Got it right.
Ellis. I think that's a challenge. I think that's the challenge with coming onto a team, and you guys are really, when it comes to rebranding and innovative and still keeping his flow, still keeping my brother's legacy as far as the go-go, all of the time that he's put in. But the reality is, to get to another platform, you got to do different things. So I think the challenge is trying to step outside of the box a little bit and go up that stream, as you say, to figure out what type of fish we're going to catch.
I like that.
I like snap.
You said stream. You said stream, so
there it is. There it is.
You on stage tonight?
She worked that. You know what I'm saying? She worked that.
Right.
She worked that.
I go for some grouper bites, grouper sliders.
Well, I want.
Is there going to be any food? Did we say
there will
food?
be
they
food.
said food.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
we said
do
food.
have a food vendor.
Along with some 411 edibles.
I'm a thick chick, so I was like,
lovely
food.
food vendor. Shout out Bing.
Yeah, so Well, we appreciate y'all coming in. It's been a very, very interesting day. We've had a lot of knowledge today. And that's why I'm really proud of this show and the direction that we go in with this show, because we're not just entertaining, but we're informing. And so tomorrow night at the Den, what's the time again on that, Miss Ellis?
It's from 6 to 10.
6 to 10 p.m. So when you get off work, just slide on through. What's the address on?
9400 Livingston Road. It is actually right across from the Harley Davidson shop, around back.
I'm glad you asked her, because this is the information.
Right.
Don't be doing, see?
Hey, you know,
fishing, man, fishing.
That's that lead talker move right there. You got to have that up in you. You know, pause. So anyway,
You know, I was about to be.
yeah, I already know.
Right.
And I saw you out the. I saw her out the corner of my eye.
Radio.
Yes. All right. So make sure y'all support. Come support Team 32. His slogan is support those who support you.
Yes. He got so many slogans.
Right.
No, that's number one.
Yeah,
support
That's
those
number
who
one.
support
Whole lot of
you
fun.
That's number
for
32.
a little bit of money.
So yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah,
All right.
definitely support those. Yeah, that's his go-to right
It
there.
is.
And I want to shout out Miss Nikki Proctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please
for
shout
setting
Nikki
up
out.
this interview right here. I appreciate y'all for coming through. You know,
Man,
and
thanks for having us.
Yes, thanks for having us.
one more time, I also want to reiterate what's going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, right here at the shops at Iverson, Capital Area Food Bank will be giving away free produce. Free produce from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Community of Hope AME Church. Make sure you slide on through. Instead of going to the local carryout and picking up that junk food, bring you through a shopping bag, and come get some free produce,
They want some
fruits, and we'll see. It's free. You never know.
Man, I'm coming up here with some
You know,
They be having shrimp, all that stuff.
yeah,
too.
fruits. Well, all I know is about the fruits,
Fruits
and
and
vegetables.
vegetables,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, that's where I'm at.
Right.
You know, so but
That's because Asalama fake them.
yeah.
That's funny.
That's what you
she
say.
stole it.
That's what you say all the time. You tell everybody else that.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So no doubt. Make sure you come through here, support that. Actually, you're supporting yourself. All right. Support your kids. Support those your loved ones. I have a grandmother in the hospital right now because she's partake of a lot of foods that are not helping her situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so support those who you truly love. Get them some good homegrown food, real food, and it don't cost you nothing. They're doing this once a month, and I believe the more you support it, the more often they're going to come out. All right.
Who you said that does that?
Capital Area Food Bank.
Downstairs. And,
but that's where they're going to be at. But
Right.
that's their mobile unit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, that's
So-
dope. 'Cause
That's
that's an issue in the community, man. That's
no
worse
doubt.
than all them gunshots and everything. man.
No, because we're killing ourselves
Yeah,
by
yeah.
picking up a fork,
Mm-hmm.
or styrofoam, So yeah, so also we want to thank my main man Dennis Rado from H.O.M.E for coming in here today and passing on the knowledge he passed on today. That was a beautiful, beautiful thing that he's doing right there, working with the children and uplifting them and giving them a vision of moving forward. All right, so tune in this tonight. Tonight we have Foreplay to Orgasm at 8 p.m. right here on WinDC Radio, and before that we have my main man, the good Mike Reed, and his show Mike's Corner coming on from 6 to 8 p.m. A special guest will be big time promoter Travis Hilliard. For those of you who don't know that man, please tune in from 6 to 8 to find out about him. He does some of the biggest events. He's part of most of the big events that are in this area. And like those smart businessmen, you never know who he is because he's behind the scenes making those moves. So like Miss Ellis over here. Yeah. go radio. Yeah. All right. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Miss Lady, got any last words?
Rest in peace to Winnie Mandela.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, passed away yesterday. Great pioneer.
Apartheid activist.
Yeah, great pioneer. That's about it.
That's it.
Yeah, what else I got?
Well,
I'm missing something.
I'm upset we didn't get a chance to talk about MLK today.
Yeah.
You know, time got
Yeah,
away
today
from
marks
us.
the 50 years.
50th anniversary since he was assassinated.
assassinated.
And Miss Lady and I had some real heavy things to talk about on that.
Yeah,
But
we talk about Thursday.
yeah, we can talk about it. Well, it's not the
Tune in for that one.
Yeah. We got some heavy things to talk about on that. You know, and for the fact of his death, what has it actually meant to our community? Us looking back on it right now.
50 years later.
Not enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Not
Exactly.
enough.
And that's what we really want to touch on.
And like he was saying, as far as taking the music out of the schools and things of that nature, what they teach you in schools, it's up to the parents to teach
The
your kids.
lack of what they teach you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's up to the parents to teach your kids what they don't, the truth. Exactly.
First
The truth,
and last educators
yeah.
gotta be your parents.
Yeah, gotta be your parents. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, all I knew was Christopher Columbus.
And the sad thing about that, the parents are more misinformed than the kids are.
I mean, the younger parents, I think, are the younger parents because their parents didn't do what they were supposed to do. But you know what I'm saying? I'm a little older. Even if I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I'm an old soul, so I don't like not knowing. I have a problem with that. Somebody asks me a question I don't know, I go find it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna be right back.
$100,000 on these phones.
Yeah.
You get all this information and you don't care to know. That's the problem. You don't even care to know.
And the worst thing about it, most information is free.
Yeah. Yep.
Most information is free, and it's.
I can't afford the internet. If you a student, you can get the internet for $9.99.
And look, and we had somebody here say you just go to the library and sit there.
Free.
Free.
Yeah. Free.
The community, the little rec centers, they got them there. I was just
It's free. Under 18, free.
Or
they got studios, all that
they
stuff.
giving
in the
away
rec centers.
free phones where you can get the Wi-Fi
If
free
you have,
in a lot
if
of
you have
areas.
TANF or anything like that, you get free phones.
And you know what, Miss Lady, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post it on the GoWin Radio Show page where they can get. I've been seeing where you can get free computers. For those.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah.
It's the link. They old as a mug.
Yeah. Hey, look.
But
Right.
some of them have like the little Wi-Fi thing you plug in the USB to make sure it's Wi-Fi. Yes.
I was watching those
Yes.
60 Minutes where they got programs just for the youngins today. So look, we're gonna make sure you have education one way or the other. You don't have to worry about paying for nothing. So they got these free type of programs out here. So
and the thing is, they've been out here. It's just you got to have people that I know people
put out their information.
I know people who they're so all they do is dig and find free programs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a lot of free money out here as well. And
That
they
was
dig
that.
and find
What was
free money.
the guy with the they used to wear the question mark suits on the
Yes,
State of the Capitol?
yes.
He had all these books, like what I'm saying, something for dummies, something for dummies.
Yeah.
Nah, but I'm just saying
that's how he looked.
That's how he
That
looked.
was his
He's a
gimmick.
suit on the state Capitol steps, and it'll be like free education. Like he had books. It's for dummies. I think he started the for dummies stuff. Yeah, because he had like grants. I mean, you can if you left-handed, you could get a grant to go to college. If you tie your shoes and man, it's a lot of way. It's no excuses.
Yeah, and I learned a lot of this from, because my daughter's 6, so just being I didn't know you can. Even the public schools offer so much more education than that you waking up going every you can force it. My little god brothers and my nieces, nephews, they actually went and the parent they have his mother goes in there, she got him out of the school to the point that he learns differently. You know what I mean? He learns differently, which is that umbrella of learning differently is huge.
Right.
So he get his own,
tutor,
own personal tutor that comes into the class with him.
Yeah.
And it's public, and they have to pay for
They
all
call
of
it
this.
paraprofessional.
Yeah, and they have to pay for all of this, and then to the point where when they didn't want to pay for it, they sent them to a school, this magnet school, STEM school that offers, and I was like, why didn't I?
You didn't know because you didn't have any kids, so it was like, I don't need to know all that.
Right.
I don't need to know all that. Right, I don't need to know all that. Yeah, definitely.
There it is right there. So we here at the GoWin Radio Show, we're going to continue to keep giving you information to better yourself and as well as your family and our community. All right. So thank you for having it locked right here on each and every Tuesday and Thursday from 11 a.m. to whenever. That's how we do right here.
Right.
Me and Miss Lady, that's how we're gonna do it. All right. Keep it locked. Go Radio Live, Win DC Radio. All wrapped up in GoWin.media, coming to you live from the shops at Iverson. Miss Lady.
If you know exactly what I wanna do, yeah, then I'ma get that business to you. Cause we just gave you the business.
We'll see you Thursday.
This rainy Saturday.
Good seeing we
What's up, Miss Tracy? Special request. Pick out your afro, put on your high heel shoes, put on your fancy clothes, you're headed to the go-go. Forget about your 9 to 5, leave all that stress behind. 'Cause baby, it's Saturday night, we're headed to the go-go. 5 whole days has passed, it's Saturday at last. Call my crew, just a few, and they know exactly what to do. Sister, the night is young, I'm a party till I see the sun. Dance all night, mesmerized by the music. Pick out your afro, put on your high heel shoes, put on your